There's a world out there that longs to be explored. It's in the air and it hates to be ignored. So come if you dare and give your time and minds to me. Get yourselves prepared and pull up a chair. Where it's going, well, we'll see.
All right.
Cool.
Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
All right. Welcome one and all to the third live stream in the Tomb Quest Kickstarter campaign. This is the Journeys Ahead live stream where we are going to be looking ahead at some future StarKid projects, and we have some new things to share with everybody, and we have some very special guests with us today, including one that I'm right about to add to the stage. He just came in, Will Branner. All right. Hello, Will. All
What's
right.
up, everybody?
Hey, everybody. So let's all introduce ourselves. I'm Nick Lang. I'm going to be the director of Tomb Quest, and we'll start with Will since you just came in. Will, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm at intermission of The Great Gatsby right now. Hence, I didn't dress up for the occasion. This is just my costume.
Cool.
I'm so happy to see everybody. Hey, everybody! Oh my goodness.
It's so good to see you. So good. Okay, one second. I'm getting a
I can't hear anybody.
Little echo.
Yes.
I'm getting an echo.
Yeah.
Can people on the live stream hear this echo? And some people can't hear here.
Don't know.
Double audio. Okay. It's okay. Anyway, hi everybody.
I'm gonna leave.
Okay, leave and then come right back. There's so anyway, I'm Nick Lang. Let's go around and kind of introduce everybody. So we've introduced Will Branner. Matt, how about you?
I'm Matt Lang. I'm one of the writers of Tomb Quest, and I'm a writer on everything we're going to talk about today. Also, if anybody's having trouble, can everybody hear who's on the stream? Can everyone hear?
Yes, I can hear.
I've found that Google Chrome is the one to use, is the browser to use. I used Safari last time, and I was having a lot of audio issues.
All right. Bryce, can you hear us now?
I can hear everybody now. That was so weird. It felt like I could hear the music loud and clear. Couldn't hear anybody talking. It was like in a different dimension.
Sometimes it's special like that. Great.
Will, hi.
Hello.
Hi, Bryce.
Bryce, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm so sorry. I've completely disrupted the flow of things and
That's
technical
okay.
difficulties. Hi, I'm Bryce.
All right, Bryce. All right. Okay, and then we've got Eric. How are you doing? Who are you?
Great. I'm Eric. I'm a co-writer on Tomb Quest and on one of the projects that we'll be talking about today.
Awesome. Very cool. Kim, who are you?
Hi, I'm Kim Whalen. I play Melanie in Tomb Quest, or Melanor.
Yes, and then you'll be involved in some of these other projects that we're going to be talking about today, which we'll get to, and several of pretty much everybody here will be involved in one way or another in these projects that we've got coming up. So stay tuned as we start to talk about those. And then Clark, who are you?
Hey, I'm Clark. I wrote the music for Tomb Quest. Happy to be here.
All right. And then last but not least, Kurt.
Hey, sorry, I had to boot out and come back into Chrome anyway.
Me too.
I'm Kurt. I'm playing Luke in Tomb Quest, and then also making other things that may or may not be discussed. I actually don't know all of it. I don't actually know what's all being discussed, so we'll see.
I have no idea. I'm really excited to hear.
You're like, I'm just here to find out.
Let me know what's going on.
Are you literally about to do your show, Will?
Oh no, I'm in the middle of a show. I'm in my dressing room right now. I got a
amazing.
princess track in this
Honestly.
one, so it's really good. It's
Perfect.
it's a nice little break.
Will-
We got lots of good breaks.
Will,
Maybe
were you
we'll
gonna
hear-
come back after the show for a little bit?
Yeah, I'll be on my dinner break, so that's like 5 to
Cool.
6 my time
Aw,
or
bless.
whatever
Oh,
we're all
thank-
doing.
So
Thank you so
sweet.
much. Well,
No, thanks for
being
having me.
here.
I'm so happy to be here. I miss you all so much.
Will,
Oh,
what do you
same.
play in The Great Gatsby, and where can people see The Great Gatsby?
I am on the first national tour of The Great Gatsby, so there should be a list of cities. I think we go to Pittsburgh next week and then Cleveland, but we're currently in Washington, D.C., and I play Tom Buchanan. I'm a really, really bad guy in this one.
Oh shoot! I didn't know you were playing
Bad.
Buchanan.
The
Wow,
bad guy,
yeah.
Yeah, so I
Fun
just
to
got
play
done with a
the
bunch of evil on stage, and I'm here to I get lots of hugs from my cast and stuff. That's right. It's pretty
Dude,
bad.
Will, I'm
Not a lot of
obsessed with
silliness in
the
this one.
I'm obsessed with the bodega you have going on backstage.
Oh,
I've
here,
been
wait.
tracking that.
Look at this.
It's like
Look
the
at this,
snack
guys.
bodega.
This is our bodega in the corner. It's got lots
Oh.
of fan art and things
Wow,
going
that's
on.
Incredible.
Cool.
Every day I look
Gotta
forward
keep the
to
cast
seeing
fed.
what you have, like what's going to be in the bodega.
Well, they were like,
cool.
I would bring Celsius in, and they're like, "Oh, we're so special. Will brings us Celsius." I'm like, that started with StarKid. That's
I was gonna say,
a
wow, yeah,
carryover.
the Celsius lore goes way back.
Yeah, we got to
Wait,
get gassed
what-
up for the show.
I know that Celsius started on Nerdy Prudes, but I was not backstage for any of that. What is the story behind Celsius?
That was a pretty high energy show. That's my dressing roommate Josh. He plays Nick Carraway in the show. He's amazing.
Hi,
Hi,
Josh.
Josh.
Fun guy.
Look
But no,
great.
that was such an energetic show, and I was pretty hungry the whole time. So I just kind of needed Celsius to get through every single show, and I
Well, but
started
power.
spreading.
Wait, but that leads
spreading
to the
the
pizza
power of
lore
Celsius.
too.
Yeah.
The gospel of Celsius will spread like far and wide. Thank you.
That's right.
We were all blessed and better for it. And then also, speaking of hunger, there's like a whole pizza thing. Like you were like, okay, after we wrap the final show, I have a pizza coming to the stage door for me.
Yeah,
And then the guy couldn't find the stage
And then he
door, so I
couldn't
never
find the
got my
stage
pizza.
He
Yeah,
never
didn't-
I
got
was
the
about to
pizza.
cry.
It was
I was
tragic.
steal your pizza or something at one point?
Somebody, I think someone took it, or
Somebody
somebody.
took
But
it.
I don't know. At the
Pizza.
cast party, we had plenty of
Yeah.
pizza. We
Yeah.
started eating again. That's my dresser,
Yeah.
Sammy.
Hello, hi,
Hello.
Sammy. Hey.
Will,
Also,
Yeah.
we
can you say-
backstage
Oh,
at VHS Christmas Carol, Janae and I, we pounded so much Celsius, it was unbelievable. So
You're like,
I feel like every-
Janaea does.
Okay.
Janaea does.
no,
love
I've been drinking Celsius. Will and I drink too much. We are
too
keeping
much.
that place well. We're keeping those employees.
Funded?
Yeah. I should buy some stock in that. Yeah. It's
I
good.
know.
No,
I
Broadway
drink
and
Celsius.
StarKid are all just running on Celsius these days, and I like to think I had a big part to do with that. So
It-
shout out
It's an
Celsius.
energy
We need a
drink?
sponsorship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an energy
Oh,
drink.
It's
okay,
pretty
gotcha.
intense for
Tastes
me. I can only do a couple of sips, and I'm
Same.
jittery.
Same.
Is it
Yeah, I'll
better
do a
for
shot.
you
I'm gonna
than
look at
like
mine
a
right now.
monster? Is it better for you than a monster is?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Sure.
Clark isn't convinced.
Like no,
I-
no. it's
yeah,
not.
I
First
used
getting
to
a Celsius.
I used to drink Monster Energies, and they would make me feel like my heart was gonna
It's gonna
explode,
explode, yeah.
and they made my blood feel thick, like I could feel it going through my veins. It was,
But
Yeah,
that
based
helps
off
when
of
you're
that,
playing Max
based off
Jagerman.
of that,
When
I'm
you're
gonna
playing
say
Max Jagerman, it
Celsius
helps.
is. Well, but based off of that, I think I would say Celsius is healthier than that experience.
Mhm.
And
I think-
definitely for the
For
purposes
all the
of
people
Will
in the
playing
chat
Max
saying
Jagerman.
caffeine is bad for you, that is not true. Excess caffeine, sure, but caffeine,
Caffeine in
of itself
moderation is great.
just fine.
Yeah,
Let's
moderation.
not put some false
Yeah.
health information out there.
yeah,
I do
Or
one a
empty
day. One a
pounds.
day. I limit one a day.
one a days.
Oh, man.
I've
I'm at
switched
like
to one
2 at
cup of
least.
coffee.
Two hurt.
Great. So there you go. That's there's Celsius and
They're our
pizza and all
sponsor
that.
for Toon Quest.
Yep.
I
Thank you
know
so
there
much.
should be a
We're gonna get
this
sponsorship
live
partnership
stream.
situation.
So anyway, here we are to to talk about future StarKid projects and to help raise funds for the current StarKid show for this year, which is Tomb Quest. It's let's take a look at where the Tomb Quest Kickstarter is right now. Let's see here. Okay, so currently the Kickstarter has raised
Wow.
288,289, almost
so it
288,
jumped up
288.
quite a bit.
It jumped
Yeah.
up
Wow.
like last time I checked.
Wow.
Thank you,
So-
everyone.
Thank you so much. And we've got over 4,000 backers. We've got 292 backers with halfway through the campaign. Today marks the halfway point. So we've still got 2 weeks left after this one. It's already fully funded. Thank you so much. And we've gone beyond that funding. And let's see how far we can push it, because as always, the more money we raise, the better the show can be.
And we want Corey to fly.
We want Corey to fly.
Yeah, we want Corey to fly, and we want to get through Matt's dungeon. Someone just said we unlocked the armory then, and I think we did.
Yeah.
So if you look here, you can see a few things. So first off, all of the cast interviews have been unlocked. There are some crew. We did one crew interview that was me, and then we'll see if more come along. You can read about all the different characters, you can explain all the different characters, and then you can take a look at all of our rewards.
Hey, Nick, could you talk into your mic?
Yeah.
There you go.
Much better. So good.
Okay. I just have to hold it right in front of my face.
Wow, that sounds so good.
So great.
Yeah, whoa.
Oh, good. Okay, so here we go. So now a thing that we'll eventually talk about is these add-ons, because Matt just added these add-ons like 20 minutes before this stream started. So
You did the dungeon add-on.
So-
That one's going in my office.
all these
I'm gonna give
cool
myself a
add-ons.
copy.
We will talk about that, but first let's take a look at
Wow.
these. So this is kind of our fundraising dungeon crawl. We're kind of like similar to how we did on Cinderella. We kind of had these different tiers of like, now we're at the dragon glass tier, or the witch glass, or the dragon
Scale.
what was it, dragon scale, and all of that. So this time we're kind of crawling through a dungeon, and so it looks like, yes, we've just now cleared the armory budget,
armory.
and now we're trying to clear the dungeon budget. That's pretty good. And then after that will be the feast hall, and then you get to see more tiers of this
So good.
amazing
And
drawing.
remember,
that
Matt drew that. That's incredible.
Amazing.
Matt drew it.
That's
Incredible.
amazing.
That is
Drew
incredible.
inks and colored it.
Yes. And
Yeah.
so
There's
if
20
you,
levels.
there are 20
Yeah,
levels.
this is
of
only
it.
the surface. This is crazy.
This is the first 5. It's
Yes.
amazing.
So but if you want to get that artwork, that is the first of the add-ons that Matt just put in. Different to what we have done in the past. For the past several shows, we've kind of done these add-on packs where you have to buy all the add-ons together. This time we have separated everything out so you can add in whatever you want or not get whatever you want. So here it is. So the first add-on is this art print that is all of the dungeon levels that Matt made. So you can see all of it. It's not formatted like how the thing is, because it's one long thing, right, Matt? In the
Yeah, I rearranged it to actually like work on a poster.
yes.
So it looks kind of cool. It's like a big Where's Waldo?
Yeah. So you can get that. You can get that as an add-on. That is the dungeon in Tomb Quest. You can get a Tomb Quest T-shirt. That is a lot of fun with art by Jen Lang, our sister. So you can go do that. It's kind of got
family.
again the little tomb
I've seen
going
it.
on, and then this is a cool one, like only one of them reward, which is a special Wiggly statue that Matt made. Matt made this with his
Whoa.
own hands.
Wait, that's
So-
sick.
So
Yeah.
Lost.
Yeah, I sculpted him and painted him and then covered him in fur. He's like a pretty good size. He's
That's
right
so
next to
cool.
me. Here he is.
yes,
Wow.
He's about
Oh,
he's
wow.
here, Matt, I'm gonna make you big.
He's about 9 inches tall. So he's like a little bit more realistic. He's like a mix between a monster and and his doll form. He's like an evil little mogwai.
Yeah.
He's like what comes alive when you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You have the doll when you
Exactly.
have the dolls on your thing. That's what comes alive.
Yeah.
Matt,
But
that's
he's-
so cool.
When I think of Wiggly, this is how I imagine him. And
Sure.
I realized that you know, there's just never been an iteration of him that's more like what I imagined. So I made him, and
How
you
long
can
did it
get
take
him.
you?
It took me a while. It took me too long. So if
It was all worth
nobody,
it though. It looks awesome. No, someone's gonna get this.
if nobody gets him, that
I
would be
think
okay, 'cause
somebody,
then
I
I
think
think it's
somebody
gone.
already got it.
It's
Already
gone.
got it.
No
What?
way.
Are you
What?
serious?
I'm jealous.
Yeah, so I think
In
somebody
real
already
time?
took it.
Well,
So
pack it up in a box.
Wow.
Man.
there you go. So
It's
as soon
so
as they can,
expressive.
it's really fun.
It's
So Matt,
cool.
you were talking about the idea of possibly making more. So we'll see if that happens.
we'll see. I don't feel like it right now.
And then we had two other one of a kind props. We already had things that were Lucian's lute and Melinor's hammer. So this was Kevin's dagger and Semestra's wand. So these are more props from the show, and they so there's only one of them. So as soon as the show's over, we'll pack it up and send it to you if you buy that one. So there you go. Those are the add-ons.
Well, there's one more add-on, and it's $500, and there's only 5 of them, and
Oh,
it's
yes.
a miniature painting commission. I will paint a miniature for you. Any miniature you want, I'll paint it. I mean, within reason. Within reason. We will print it if there's one you had in mind. If there's one that you have, you could mail it, or I'll buy it if it's, you know, a reasonable price.
Hi, Becky.
Ready?
Hello, Becky.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, real quick, Becky, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Becky. I'm producer on Tomb Quest.
All right.
I just want to say congrats, everybody. It's
Oh,
amazing.
yes. Congrats.
Thank
I'm
you.
so excited.
Congrats. Yeah, absolutely.
Team, I got to
so
run
did-
and finish my show. I love you
All
all
right.
very, very much.
Great
Great
play.
play.
No, we love you.
hours
And we'll
ago,
see you
yeah.
later.
Good job funding Tomb Quest. We love Tomb Quest.
All right.
Yay, thanks,
We'll see you
guys.
I
soon.
will.
Thank you. All right. Great. So that's those are
and
the
now I can't
add-ons.
hear
Becky,
again.
we just kind of went through add-ons.
Yeah, I was watching. Those are incredible.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's pretty cool. I think Bryce was having some audio issues again, so she ducked out. She'll be right back. I'm guessing. So Matt, what were you saying about the commission of painting miniatures?
Yeah, I'll paint a miniature for you. You can ship one to us. I'll print one for you if there's one you had in mind. Even if you have a vague idea of like, I want something cute, or I want a goblin, or if you describe, like, let's say you're playing a role-playing campaign and you have a character, if you just tell me what the character looks like, I will find it on like my mini factory. I'll find something that looks like it, and I'll print it and paint it for you. And to the
you
highest
can print
standard I
this?
can paint. Yeah, I've got a 3D printer. Oh, yeah.
Whoa,
There's
cool.
there's something called My Mini Factory. That's basically where people sculpt miniatures and upload them. Then you can buy the digital file, then download it. And there's like a file of anything you can imagine up on My Mini Factory.
Whoa.
Just anything you can imagine, there's a miniature of. So
And Matt is a really competent kit basher, where he'll take multiple miniatures and cut them apart and like put this sword on this guy, and he'll sculpt a new arm for this guy out of sculpting clay. It's amazing what he can do.
That's awesome.
Whoa.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
Cool.
yeah, I figure that prize is a bit of a long shot, but this
you
is
know,
the
people-
one
people
campaign
might-
where my miniature skills will maybe come in handy. So I figured I'd do it.
Matt is an award-winning miniature painter. He's
That's so
won
cool.
a global
That-
award.
I think Rusty posted a photo of the one that won. I was gobsmacked. The thing that you painted that won.
Oh, the
Incredible.
castle. Yeah.
The castle. It's. I wish you could show it on the stream. It's amazing. It's genuinely incredible.
Yeah, I have it
That's
over
so
there,
cool.
but it's big,
see?
but it doesn't
Oh,
look as
okay.
impressive. You want to see?
Show
It
us.
Yeah,
Show.
show
It doesn't look as impressive
Show it.
because I had like a whole army, so I had like 65 different miniatures that were on it, so it looked way more impressive. All those miniatures that were on it. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they were all on it, and it's this castle that I made out of foam and clay and balsa wood. Okay, can you see it?
Wow.
Yeah, get a
So
little
cool.
closer to it. Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
Cool. I love the creature coming out.
The textures on that are
you could shoot
so
that as
impressive.
a miniature, and it would look like film reel. Like it's
Well,
Yeah.
Matt, I was gonna ask, have you done miniatures for any sort of like, stop motion claymation kind of projects or anything like that? Have you done, or for live action film? Because they used to use miniatures. Everything's CGI now, but
No, just for myself.
Well,
okay.
the meteor from last year's Kickstarter campaign video was a miniature that Matt made.
Oh, yeah,
Um,
I guess, yeah.
we also,
big and
yeah. And that was a Kickstarter reward that we sent out. Matt actually started to make a so this is something, Bryce. So we made, eventually Cinderella's castle, but originally we were going to make our first castle thing as more of a Nightmare Time type thing, and Matt was working on a miniature castle for that. And
yeah, I was working on it, and it got to be about 5.5 feet tall, and I was like, I can't do this. I give up.
yeah,
Whoa,
So
that's massive.
I gave up. But then I
That's
did
so
finish
big.
I did finish that castle. It was not fun.
even the opening of
See
the,
it.
if you've watched the Tomb Quest trailer, the opening of the camera going through, I mean that's that miniature that was painted and made, and so even that looks like very filmic. So yeah, it reminds me of like Lord of the Rings or something.
Yeah, I miss that. I miss that look. Like
that
labyrinth.
kind of practical.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love
Bring it
miniatures.
back.
Yeah.
Right?
So mentioning that little bit of castle series kind of lore, let's take a look at where we are in the campaign, and let's set our first goal of a thing to unlock to talk about the first project that we're going to be talking about, which is
I think it would be fair to we've raised so much money. I think it would be fair.
Yeah.
I think it would be fair to show some stuff.
Oh, how about as soon as we get 291,500? So in a little less than $200, we'll show our first little tease at our first one. Look at all the money that we've raised. That's amazing.
Wow.
That is
incredible.
And also
Everyone
has now cleared where on this dungeon.
We cleared the dungeon.
Cleared the dungeon. Now we're
Wow.
in the feast hall.
The feast hall.
Matt, is it possible to, while we're on this stream, upload the next 5 rooms, or would you have to wait?
That's possible. That's possible, yeah.
Oh, wow.
We just see Matt going.
Crawling up.
Okay, well, they figure it out.
Yeah, so we've got 3 main projects to talk about today, and then along the way we'll talk about other little things along the way. We already started talking about the castle series. So we don't currently have plans for more castle stuffs, any solid plans. We've talked about in the past the idea that we might want to do more with the castle series, but it'll really depend on how a few projects turn out, including one of the ones that we talk about today. And also, it was just really, really difficult to make Cinderella's castle. And even before we made Cinderella's castle, when we were working on a different castle story as a Nightmare Time-ish kind of thing, it was so difficult that Matt gave up on making the castle. Because the castle series is part of the whole thing of it is that it's like a creature series. So it's supposed to all have these puppets. It's kind of influenced by things like Labyrinth and things like that. But it's just so difficult to do. But Matt, you've written a whole other castle script.
Me and Eric.
You and Eric have written a whole other castle script.
And
Matt
Clark.
and I and Clark.
Yeah, Clark did a song for it. Yeah.
There you go. So
Not Clark looking confused.
Clark, Eric, and Matt.
He's like, wait a minute, what?
Clark, Eric, and Matt have written another installment for the Castle series if it continues. We have the
question.
original Castle thing that we did that we never got to. Yes, Bryce.
Well, is there like any conversation or room for a different medium? Like maybe not, because on stage, yeah, with the puppets and everything is so monumental, you know,
Yeah,
it's a huge undertaking, but
that's the idea, is that originally we were going to do it like a Nightmare Time, where it was going to be one of those things where it's just, you know, people in front of a camera, like one person at a time. And that was, we were working on our first Castle project as something like in that style. But that was kind of still, then we got into, we did Nerdy Prudes Must Die, and the shows came back, and the shows took up all the time. And then we said, okay, well, we do musicals, you know, so let's make a Castle musical. And also, first off, we just surpassed the $291,500. So let's start talking about the first project that we're going to talk about today, and we have a little video to play. So I think we'll play the video first, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go.
Well, hi, Duke.
Hello, Miss Holloway.
So next time you're walking the streets of Hatchetfield, look up.
If you're gonna be stuck anywhere, might as well be here, because the 80s were bitchin', and it was all downhill from there.
Jack-o'-lanterns grin with festive mirth. All manner of ghosts and ghouls adorn lawns and shop windows. Halloween approaches, and all of Hatchetfield feels it.
Trick or treat.
All right.
That was so cool.
Okay, so I'm obsessed with that trailer.
I can't believe how good that looks.
That's amazing.
So we've got this.
Kim, you look fabulous.
Yes. Yeah. So we've got the first project that we're going to talk about is Miss Halloween, which is a Nightmare Time special that has been in the works for some time. It is being directed by Kurt and produced by Kurt and Kim, and obviously stars Kim Whalen, Kurt Mega, and Bryce. You're going to be in Miss Halloween. Matt, did you want to say a little bit about Miss Halloween, exactly what it is and what it's about?
Yeah. So Nightmare Time's coming back. We wanted it to look a little better than before. So if you notice, everyone's not looking directly into the camera. We kind of cheat with a shot, reverse shot kind of thing. So it will hopefully elicit a more film-like, TV-like feeling than a Zoom call. I think probably the Zoom squares, they may stylistically come back into it, but it'll be done with intention as opposed to we're all trapped
necessity.
Yeah. And so yeah, and everything will be actually filmed on real cameras as opposed to webcams, so it looks all nice and spiffy. So Kurt and Kim have been doing a great job.
Yeah. So Miss Halloween is another Miss Holloway episode of Nightmare Time. This one is really leaning heavily into Halloween, and it's kind of about if Miss Halloween is a superhero, it's very Spider-Man 2-y, where Miss Holloway is struggling with her powers and her balancing her powers and her duty to protect Hatchetfield from all of the supernatural things and monsters that plague it, and her desire to be with Duke, her kind of loyal sidekick. So that's kind of the basics of it, and it's and it's gonna deal with her relationship to we've read some scenes from Miss Halloween before. It kind of deals with her relationship to the Black Book and the Lords in Black and things like that. And also, we've got Bryce. Bryce, you're returning. Have we read a scene that has Brenda in it?
No.
No.
Like
no
for the public, no.
No.
Right?
So Brenda from Nerdy Breeds Must Die is coming back.
Brenda's
Yeah,
back,
she's in it a
baby.
ton.
Yeah, she really is.
She's in it a ton. We really loved Brenda, so we said let's have her be a main character in this one. So we're doing that, and it's currently being filmed. So basically, how it's being produced is Kurt and Kim have a studio where they're kind of producing everything, and rather than recording everything on like a Zoom with like this, we're sending people into the studio to go and record their bits. So it should look like a Nightmare Time, but a really nice Nightmare Time. And if it works, we're going to be releasing it around Halloween this year. And if it works, then that means that we can do more Nightmare Time stories. So that's going to be kind of that's where the experiment is. Kurt and Kim, what's the process been like for you two on Miss Halloween so far?
Ooh, I'll let Kurt go first since he's directing.
Well, it's what's fun about it and the challenge, but what's fun and it's a good reminder is that like we're not trying to make a movie, because the movie, as if it was like a literal movie, it would be like $100 million movie. So the challenge is, okay, can we capture something cinematic but keep it rooted in what made Nightmare Time so special, which is the fact that it's very kind of black box theater. So we're trying to push the envelope where we can and find these moments where we can really go pretty crazy, like cinematic, like, oh my God, what an insane visual. But then there's also still the narration. There's also still the sort of storytelling, come around the campfire and sit down and let me tell you the story of it all. So it's cool to like play between sort of storytelling theater and something very filmic and cinematic. A lot of challenges. There's some things we're still thinking like, how do we film this?
Yeah, little studio. Yeah.
Kim is the reason it's getting made, because not only is Kim a great producer, not only is Kim a great actor, we all know this. Kim is like such a badass producer, such a badass, like really co-director on the project, because she's like putting the script together, sitting outside, getting people in the studio, scheduling people, getting props. Like it's a whole endeavor, but it's going to be like feature length. So it's going to be like an event. So the idea is it doesn't feel like it's a complete departure, but it definitely feels like an elevation. And then my hope is it opens up a new format for us in StarKid in general to think about ways to continue to tell stories that aren't just reliant on raising $500,000 to do a stage show, but we can tell stories in a cool, dynamic way, but in maybe more of a contained space as well.
Yes,
absolutely. Yeah, there are certain things that happen in Miss Halloween that would be absolutely impossible to stage.
Absolutely impossible.
It may even, it would be possibly impossible to show in a movie. So some of the stuff. So
that's why the narration is awesome.
Yes, we heavily kind of like Never Ending Story or Princess Bride. We like it's kind of got more of that vibe because we're seeing the storyteller and then we're going into the world a little bit. And sometimes
I love that balance. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
awesome.
Yeah,
Kim, what's your? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go ahead, Kurt.
I was just saying, Kim, you covered. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Kurt.
No, but I would say, what's your experience so far on it? What's your?
It's been just a lot of Kurt and I either performing together or just me by myself, which has been really fascinating and like challenging in its own way, but really great. because Holloway is like one of my favorite characters I've ever played in my life. I love her.
Aw.
She's so cool. I love her. And this is such a great script. I mean, I'm biased, but I think it's really, really wonderful. I'm really excited for other people to see it. And I think that excitement is hopefully we're like infusing it into the show. So hopefully everybody loves it as much as we put
Also,
in the love we put into it.
I love how you've written Duke and Holloway. It's such a kind of procedural format, which I love.
We keep joking about how we could make this like a total
Duke and Holloway, like detective agency. But
a trailer cut.
She's so superpowered and has so much sort of spectacular magic, and Duke is so simple and minded, and so like he cannot see beyond his own face, and so there's a lot of fun dynamics of her thinking very cosmically and him being like
let me explain this.
What if we just did this? And I love that dynamic of those two things. It's really, really, really fun.
Yes, but to be fair, she's also very frustrating to deal with because
yes.
She can never tell you what's going on. Well, she has told you, but you immediately forget it.
I don't understand.
So he's constantly confused and kind of annoyed at her.
Yeah.
And she's also kind of annoying to deal with. You know?
Especially it's a great dynamic.
When he's trying to date her and she just can't, there's so much about her that she can't explain.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
It is.
We wanted to do a full Nightmare Time 3, but we didn't know if we could pull it all off. So we were like, okay, let's just start with Miss Halloween. We got to start with Miss Halloween because there are certain things that happen in Miss Halloween that need to happen for the rest, it's just the stuff has to happen. It's Miss Halloween represents a big step forward in the story. Lots of big things with lasting consequence happen. So we were like, if we only get one of Nightmare Time, it's got to be this one. And
got to be that one.
If it's so hard to do that we don't do any more, at least we'll have that one. But I'm hoping, I'm hoping that it's relatively smooth and goes well, because I at least want to do a story that we talked about called Orb Weaver, because we just left certain characters in a way that we never intended to leave them there for that long.
So Nightmare Time 2 ended with an episode called Yellow Jacket about Lex and Hannah, and it was actually, when we made it up, Yellow Jacket was going to be the first episode of Nightmare Time 2, and then it was going to end with an episode that is eventually one called Orb Weaver. But we eventually said, you know what, let's end with Yellow Jacket, and then Orb Weaver will be the end of Nightmare Time 3. But then we never got around to doing Nightmare Time 3. Just other projects came in, and now it'll have to take place many years later.
I also love the idea.
Orb Weaver is the time to do the time jump, because the pandemic made it to where Hatchetfield got stuck in this rut of time to where we keep having to set things like in the year 2022. Because Nerdy Prudes had to be set in 2022, because Grace had to be.
It's set in 2020. It's set in 2020 into 2021.
Yeah,
correct.
2020, Wern.
There's a class of 2021.
That's ingrained in my mind. I was like, please, it's 2021.
We had a whole discussion, and we're like, what's the rime scheme for 2021?
When Jeff wrote it, he wrote it that it had a different rhyme in there, because they were the class of 2020. I forget. There's no way to, because what is the actual lyrics?
There's no way to turn for the class of
2021. Yeah, and originally it was something.
It was
else.
like
It was
2026
or something like that.
And
the
we
class
were
of
like,
2026. Oh, there's no way to fix the class of 2026. That's what it was.
There it is.
And as we were doing it, we said, Jeff, can you make it the class of 2021?
Yeah.
Because we had to have, we made Grace as young as she possibly could be to still be in school with Alice, who was mentioned of being around the same age as Grace Chastity in The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. So we kept on having to push everything back. So yes, we've for a long time we've had to like stick things back in time. So maybe at Orb Weaver we'll actually do the time jump and catch everything up to modern day, which would be fantastic.
I was gonna say I also love the blend, which is really fun to play with, of theater and film. And it's like I love that. I think the medium really lends itself to going, it is still theatrical, but we get to do some more cinematic sort of conventions. And some of that, like we figured out doing Space Baby, which was really fun. But like going, how can we keep the DNA of like a StarKid show on stage, but bring it into this more contained setting? And that's a really fun experiment, I think.
So anyway, right now we're at $292,710, which is fantastic. So let's set our next goal, because we actually have some demo songs to play from Miss Halloween. Ooh. So we have 2 demo songs to play from Miss Halloween. So let's set our first goal to unlock that first demo song. So let's
to be fair, we've gotten quite a bit of money since we unlocked Miss Halloween.
So do we just want to do it at like 293?
Sure.
Okay, so we will unlock the first song demo here at $293,000. So if you have been thinking about backing this campaign, and you've been on the fence, now's the time to go in there and do it. And then you can also get the add-ons that just got added onto the campaign. So feel free to go on and do that. To get one of these add-ons, you'll go into manage your pledge. You'll say to change your pledge, you'll still click the pledge that you were already pledged at, but as you're checking out, there will be a pop-up menu that'll say add-ons, and you can click whatever add-ons you want to add on. This year we're not doing the add-on pack, we're just separating out those add-ons, so you can add on whichever one you desire. So so that's that. And so as soon as we were less than $200 away from unlocking that first song demo. And Jeff Blim has written the songs for Miss Halloween, and they're really fun. They're really fun and cool. You already heard a little bit of the 80s version of the Nightmare Time song in the trailer for Miss Halloween. So we've kind of got a new version of the Nightmare Time song as well. But these 2 demos that we're going to play are not that song. So that's that. Here, real quick. Look at that. Miss Halloween.
Oh, so great.
Yeah. So
we just shot that last night.
I love that. Wow.
Yeah.
But this edit on it and everything, it's so good, you guys. It's just
Kurt
so
did
good.
that.
That
He
looks
did so good.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh. And the nostalgia and everything, like it really just transports you back to that. Like it's giving like Sabrina, like it's
I was thinking Sabrina
it's
Bewitched kind of.
Yes, Bewitched. Yes. It's great. It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we wanted to when I was working on the logo there, that little star in the moon, first off, is like the symbol on the Black Book. But it's also kind of it's a symbol for Miss Holloway as well. So so that's that. Okay, let's see. Did we pass it?
We
passed it. Okay,
Yes.
great.
Wow.
We've done it.
you.
So let's listen to the first song demo. This is a song from the upcoming Miss Halloween. This is the demo, so it's Jeff singing. But it is a song called Single. Here we go.
The time was never right. As long as I recall, you've been intertwined. And I've been a fool myself, running around with all these boys without your eyes. Recalling nights alone on the couch, attentions rise, but we never made it count. Stuck in a friendly zone, who's at fault, who knows, but it's the state of the game. How can one cologne become your own? It's time for a change. You notice I made a move on the board. Psychosis, I can't do much more. You should not let him sing no. You should not let him sing no right now. Baby, I don't need a lingo. Does your heart start to tingle right now? You should not let him sing no. You should not let him sing no right now. I'm sending the signals, programs by the fences and then
All right, there you go. Single.
So
I love it. I think Jeff just gets better and better and better. So I love the song. That's the first demo that we've got from Miss Halloween, and I don't know if we really can talk about too much of the context of the song. It's yeah. That's that. We'll see in October.
There it is.
In October. Yeah,
You
there it
can
is.
find out in October.
You can find out soon.
But yeah. So that's great. We've got another one to unlock. Let's see where we are right now, and let's set the goal. So right now we're at 293,224. Do we want to set the next one for 294? 294 or 295? What do you think? 290.
Let's do 294.
Okay, 294.
I mean, we're doing really well, so.
Okay, at 294, we will unlock the next demo that we have, which is another song from Miss Halloween. So
when Jeff told me, because we told him the spot where we wanted the song and what the song should kind of feel like and sound like, and he turned in a song and he said, it's called Dancing with a Werewolf, Living with a Vampire. And I was like, oh yeah, I gotta hear that.
yeah, that's the next song. So Jeff wrote a true Halloween masterpiece. It's called Dancing with a Werewolf, Living with a Vampire. You're gonna want to hear this song. It's actually way better than you think it's gonna be when you hear the title.
I will say too, like the reason we're being so vague is the script you guys have written. There are like, as Matt said, there are like world-altering things that happen. So it's cool. I think it's cool how the script and the story really pushes all the Hatchetfield stuff forward in a really interesting way. But that's why we can't really be like, this is the context, because that would ruin it. We don't want to do that.
We don't want to spoil anything.
Man, I read the script for the first time and I was like, so that's the vibe.
Yeah, everybody starts to get down to it. There's
so
yes, lore. Everyone.
The lore and
I can hear everybody but Matt. Why can't I hear Matt? I don't think StreamYard likes me, you guys.
Are you on Google or are you on Safari?
I
I'm
knew
on
to
Safari.
not log on to Safari.
Yeah, I think
I
that
logged on to Safari anyway. So maybe I'll switch to Chrome.
Literally everybody
works-
but Matt. Can't
It
hear
works
Matt.
way better on
I'm
Chrome.
gonna switch to Chrome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
So sorry, everybody. Yeah, it's Google Chrome is the one you want to do.
Leave an open uploads page. What does
Yeah,
that
and then Matt, your volume is apparently low, so you might
Okay.
want to figure
I'm
out.
gonna
some
go.
way.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Chrome.
Great, sounds good.
I'm gonna hit this leave and open uploads page.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Great. Bryce, are you still here or are you frozen?
I think she's frozen.
Just,
Oh my
just
God.
holding up a
What
finger.
a-
One
a
second.
Such a good
What a cute little
pose.
I know. She's so cute. I don't want it to go away.
Oh,
Kind of
Here we go. So I'm gonna put on this one and add this one. Hey, Bryce.
Hello, I'm back.
You were frozen
Can
in the
you hear?
cutest
Can you hear
position.
everybody?
You're like, so cute.
Okay. Anyway, hi, Bryce.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I've got some weird technical stuff going on. Everything, we're not computer people, everybody. Even though our entire business is done on the computer, we're not good at it. We never learned how computers work. Matt talked about this last time that Matt and I type with one finger. We go like this. I was in a typing class in high school, and I was in a computer class, and I said, forget it. I'm not even going to try any of these typing assignments, and I had to get an A on all the spreadsheets so that I failed every single typing assignment. I didn't even try. I said, forget it. I'm a senior. And I pushed off this class until the very end. I don't need to learn how to type. Hey, Matt, can you speak a little bit?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Everyone?
Okay.
Can everybody hear Matt?
Yes.
Matt, is your microphone through the AirPods or through your computer?
No, I was told to do it through the computer. I can switch it to the AirPods.
No, I think computer's probably better.
Because on the first one, it was coming through his earpods, and it kept on cutting out. So there you go. So Bryce, you're going to be in Miss Halloween, right?
I am. My Brenda wig is style. I just styled her the other day. She's ready, raring to go. It's gonna be like the tale of the redheads, I guess.
I was telling before the stream started, but I've fallen down a rabbit hole on TikTok of Brenda and Stacy edits,
which is news to me. I don't use TikTok, so I was fascinated by this information.
Oh, there's so many good Brenda and Stacy TikTok edits. It's really
you got to send some to me if you please.
Yeah, I'm gonna send some.
I would love.
It's
yeah.
incredible. There's one of Kim doing that's where you go for the first blowy, and people have taken it and put it over music and looped it and looped it and looped it. It's great, man. It's great.
I mean, those two characters, they float in and out, but I have to say, Kim and I were very intentional with our choices. We really actually.
Yeah, we were. And we would stretch every night to prepare together. That really connected us.
Yes, it did. It was a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
I saw somebody was like, did they know how to do splits before the show? And I was like, I think
Yes.
so. I don't think they learned the splits
did.
just for Shazzy and
for
Brenda.
full method.
Yeah. Brenda is like the girl that Miss Holloway's helping and saving.
Kind of the structure of the Miss Holloway stories is that she's always helping a young person. There's and in now this one and in Killer Track, it's both been Bryce characters. So Brenda is kind of the young person that Miss Holloway is helping in this story.
I love that parallel. That's fun. I love that dynamic where it's always Miss Holloway and a different version of me in a game.
Bryce, yeah. People are saying, did Miss Holloway give Ethan the hat from Black Friday?
Didn't we talk about that?
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before. Ethan has
that's what it's implied.
Yes, absolutely. So Miss Holloway has been helping kids in Hatchetfield for some time, is the idea, and she helped Ethan when he was a young child with maybe at some point we'll get into the specifics of that story, but she gave him a Hatchetfield High Nighthawks baseball cap, and says it will protect him, and then he does the same thing for Hannah in Black Friday.
And then oh, never mind. I'm misremembering something.
Yes. I think Matt and I have written so many nightmare times and things that haven't even happened yet that we forget what has been said and what hasn't been said.
It's a lot to keep track of.
Yes.
I also saw somebody said Cinderella's Castle is also the same dynamic. It's like Fairy Queen helping out Cinderella.
I kind of love the parallels in multiple dimensions now, in multiple StarKid dimensions. We have this dynamic, which is very magical in every version as well.
It is.
I also saw something in the chat too that I thought was interesting. It moved too quickly for me to see what the handle was. I apologize. But Hatchet Field as a comic book or like a graphic novel, is that ever like, because we've got some incredible artists, you know?
I don't want to draw it.
Well,
there's also like in the extended StarKid family, there's a lot of artists too that, you know, that have like collaborated with you guys too. So you could lead the charge, Matt, and then, you know, like offshoot to someone else.
Matt and I made a comic book with our sister Jen and our sister-in-law Tia, and it was called Quicksand Jack, and it was incredibly expensive and made no money. So while I love the idea of a comic book, because I love comic books, I think that, you know, what we have experienced is that it's a little more practical for us to make something that has like music in it and something that is like a video type thing. Sorry, my light is.
You guys made a comic though before Quicksand Jack called Voidberg, right?
Vordenberg.
Voidberg had a Hatchetfield-esque quality.
Yeah, that was when we were kicking around a lot of ideas that eventually went into Hatchetfield. It was kind of a retelling of. Anyone ever read Carmilla? It's a vampire story that I think it even predates Dracula. I like it more than Dracula. I actually like it way more than Dracula. And we're working on that for a while, but again, we never finished it because it was too hard. It was like making that 6-foot tall castle. It's just like you start it and you go, "What have I done?" I give up. You know, sometimes that happens.
I think we got about like 10 pages into the comic book, and then we
said, "Oh, we have 200 to go." No.
I remember it being amazing. I loved what I saw of it. Did you guys? Was it planning on it being like a one shot or an ongoing series or a limited series? What was your plan for it?
Our plan for it was just to make the one thing. Just make this one. It was called Vordenberg, who is basically the.
It's also funny. Yeah, that was the name of the vampire hunter from
Carmilla.
And it's funny because you could never make it nowadays because it resembles too many things have now come out that are exactly like it.
Yeah.
Namely the show Wednesday. The whole concept behind the comic was it was going to follow a young little girl sort of detective who fought monsters, who was very morbid and sarcastic and emotionless, just like Wednesday. But now Wednesday's done it. So that idea can go in the trash.
If you're curious about what Vordenberg was like, just go watch the show Wednesday.
It's a lot like that.
Basically the same kind of thing. This was years before they made Wednesday, by the way. Yeah, all these things we've been working on for many years, and we're just, you know, we're limited. We're limited people. So we are limited in the time that we have, limited in the money that we have, and limited in like the people. I'd love to split into like 10 different people and be able to go out and do all this stuff. But so Hollywood is much faster than we are because they've got 1 million people and they've got lots more money. So go ahead. Was somebody going to say
I was
something?
just seeing in the chat, people were asking if the Lords in Black appear in Miss Halloween, and I don't know if you want to reveal that, but
yeah.
So we've actually
already revealed that.
Yeah, we actually already read several scenes from Miss Halloween. I think last year or the year before, on one of the live streams. And yes, all the Lords in Black do appear in Miss Halloween. And they always kind of take different forms. The Lords in Black, you know. So in Nerdy Prudes Must Die, they all appear as different kinds of teenagers. And so in Miss Halloween, they appear as these little trick-or-treaters that Miss Holloway is able to summon and all of that. The scene is out there. You can actually go and watch us reading that scene. But in the actual thing, it'll be much better because you'll actually be able to see everything.
Yeah. We got to make those trick-or-treater masks. Sorry it's taken us so long.
Yeah, sorry, Kim. We're supposed to be talking to you about masks. So we
yes.
will
Also,
do that.
somebody asked if Miss Halloween's going to have a Kickstarter. But what's cool about this format is we're just doing it internally. And so then hopefully that people vibe with it. And that's kind of the nice thing is we don't have to do for some of these kind of projects. We don't always have to run these big, which we love running Kickstarters. They're great. But it's nice to be able to produce some things and just see if we can just make it sustainable outside of that. So.
Yes. Yeah, we've got we're trying to do it with no Kickstarter. And that's kind of the great thing of the Nightmare Time format is that it's so much cheaper than the actual musicals. So it, that's the idea there. So we are very close. We're very, very close to unlocking the next song demo. So we are currently at $293,964. We are less than $40 away from unlocking the next song demo, which is another song from Miss Halloween. It's called Dancing with a Werewolf, Living with a Vampire. It's a great song. You're going to love it when you hear it. So if you haven't backed the campaign yet, now's a great time to go do it. And who will be the person that will put us over the edge to get this, that we can all thank for hearing Dancing with a Werewolf, Living with a Vampire? Because we've got about 2 hours left in the stream, and Miss Halloween is only the first project that we're talking about on the stream. Then
we're moving on to actual like big musicals.
Yes. So and like we've said before, so yes, the goal right now is to do $294,000. So as soon as we cross 294,000, we will be playing the next song demo. And then yes, so we've talked about this Nightmare Time story. If this Nightmare Time episode works, it will unlock the idea of doing more Nightmare Time episodes. We've talked about Orb Weaver. I would love to do a real Nightmare Time 3, like a real season, and we've got a million stories that we have, and then that may open the door to possibly doing other things in the similar style. So like if there's like a castle story that we go, okay, we can't do another big musical in the castle series, but maybe we can do a Nightmare Time type version of like a castle story. It would then open the door to that. So Miss Halloween,
so excited for the possibility of that.
That's what we were all working on. Me, Eric, and Clark were working on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
We have hit the goal. Sorry.
We've hit the goal.
Yeah.
All right, we
Hit
did
it.
it. We hit the goal. Thank you all so much. All right, so without further ado, let's listen to the next Miss Halloween song demo. It's Dancing with a Werewolf, Living with a Vampire.
Sunlight makes me restless, the moon makes it alright. Sleeping through the day, 'cause she's drinking red all night. And it might be wrong when I'm blowing it up all night makes it alright.
All right.
All right.
That's a
That's
bop.
the title.
If I ever heard one.
That
Yeah.
is a bop. So I don't really want to do too many spoilers, but there aren't any vampires or werewolves in Miss Halloween.
Yeah, to manage expectations.
There is a Halloween party where there are some people dressed as certain things.
And there's a
So
music performance at that Halloween party.
yes. So yes, so that song it's kind of like we asked Jeff to write a Halloween song, and Jeff said, "I've got it."
So do we? Can you say who sings the song? Like whose song it is, or if it's?
Well,
Or is that giving too much away too?
It's well, a lot of Miss Halloween songs are going to be Miss Holloway songs. So so take what you will from that.
A lot of people were asking, so I was just wondering if that was like
Yes.
something that could be specified. So now y'all know.
Yes. And I saw some people
Also,
asking
like-
who did the art for that video. That's just a piece of stock footage from Shutterstock. So you can also go and license that piece of footage and put it in your video as well. But the Miss
What a great
Halloween logo, I made the Miss Halloween logo. So there you go. We love using stock footage. I have a Shutterstock subscription, so I go and I use it. It like Nightmare Time is made of stock footage. So there you go.
And it works really well. It really
Works
does.
real well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need a piece of art that is not important. It's not focus. You just need something there, because nobody will care if it is there, but everyone will notice if it's not there.
Yeah.
And sometimes that is the most. That's what's great about Shutterstock. But I've been having to do a lot of that kind of art for this campaign, and I hate it.
Yep.
We
here go.
appreciate it though.
Yes. So let's see where we are. We're now at 294,753. So let's set the next goal, because the next thing that we're going to be talking about is actually a brand new musical, something that we have never talked about on any of the streams. We actually were going to talk about it on a previous stream, and we never reached the goal to unlock it. So
in fact, there is like a misnomer. I saw this on, it was like on, maybe it was like Wikipedia or something, and it was like, there's a musical that is the inverse of Tomb Quest. It's connected to Tomb Quest somehow. It's not. It's just that we didn't get to that goal. We just never got to that goal in time. I think it was just Tomb Quest is nice and fun. And,
yeah,
it's not connected at all.
It's another standalone musical. Why it's the inverse of Tomb Quest is that Tomb Quest is kind of like a friendship, people hanging out together in a basement, happy, fun, like feel-goody kind of thing. And this musical is more of like a sprawling, almost tragedy in certain ways. It is definitely the most serious show that we will have ever done.
Wow.
We'll talk about it as soon as we unlock it. But let's set what that goal is going to be. So do we want to do at 295?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. Well, I feel like.
All right.
And we're gonna get there in no time.
We're less than $200 away.
Yeah, this is
peak interest.
This is the
A
show.
year in the waiting to find this out.
Yeah, this is the show that me and Nick talked about for a while, and then me and Eric wrote, and Jeff did the music, and then Matt Dahan is actually helping out with writing the music. And I think that it is some of Jeff's best work.
Yeah,
I think it's really good. and I think that Matt is also adding a lot to the songs. But the first two songs we're gonna play from it are they're very cool. Well, I mean, they're all good, but
I'm really like stressed about what the subject matter is going to be, if they're going to be crying. Someone said they're excited and scared, which I love the Sondheim reference. So I'm also very intrigued. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Well,
we've now.
I'm like, am I going in blind too?
We've surpassed the goal. We hit it. So
right now, let's go.
So let's take a look at the little video. So we're gonna do like a little teaser video about the musical. Then we'll talk about it, and then we've got some demos from that musical. So here we go. Let's take a look.
Can you fancy that? With just the flick of a wrist, a nation free from old alliance, pursuing happiness. With just a drop of ink on the page, equality's the inalienable rage. Liberty, the drop of a hat. Can you fancy that? The American dream is no fancy thing, it's the ring that's in your ear. The American dream puts the work in the team, it's the hope that you can hear. We hold these truths to capture the wind at our backs. The American dream is just American fact. Hey Jack, can you fancy that?
All right. Okay, there we go. So this is a musical called Fantasyland. So Matt, did you want to talk a little bit about what Fantasyland is about?
Sure. I hate being put on the spot, so I wrote a little paragraph that summarizes the show, kind of. A little tease of what the show's about. Okay, so I'll just read the paragraph. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Fantasyland, the world's greatest theme park, is the apex of American culture, where the rides are fun, the food is fast, and the carefree comfort is on tap. It is the brainchild of Jack Fancy. To the masses, he is a titan of industry, an architect of dreams, a living legend. But to his brother Ralph, wife Evelyn, and daughter Jackie, he is something else entirely. Like it or not, they will ride his coattails to soaring heights of wealth, power, and everything that goes with it. After all, it's Jack's world. We're just living in it. Fantasyland is a comedy drama epic that chronicles 25 years of the Fancy family's trials and tribulations. It's a meditation on legacy, family, creative ambition, and what it is that constitutes a life well lived.
There you
Wow.
go. Fantasyland.
It's StarKid's Great Gatsby.
It kind of is.
Yeah,
yeah, it kind of is. That meets
Yeah.
Citizen Kane.
It is a little Citizen Kane-y. Yes, it's kind of
That's
about, the rise of this character Jack Fancy, who makes a theme park called Fantasyland. Vaguely inspired. It's a completely fictitious story, but inspired by certain feelings and thoughts, because I love theme parks. I love in particular, I love Disneyland. Disneyland is it lives in my mind. I find the history of all of this stuff very fascinating. And I like the rise and fall of things. And so it's kind of a story. It's like an American hero tragedy thing of here's Jack, who's this guy, super ambitious, makes this park, and what does it do to his personal life? How is he going to balance this obsessive dream that he has, making this thing, and then he's also got these people who he's completely letting down in certain ways. So it's kind of much more of a it's like a comedy, tragedy, epic sort of thing. That's the idea.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. It also seems like it'll be an interesting character study as well with the interpersonal dynamics with the family. You also said it's going to sort of span his life over 25 years. So that also, for me, in my mind, I went straight to sort of like Sondheim concept kind of musicals where it's, you know, maybe time jumping or just sort of like maybe even non-linear. I'm so curious and so intrigued with how you guys end up telling his story.
Yeah, it starts in 1958 and ends in 1993, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so you know, Fantasyland is super fun. It's kind of in the process of being written and rewritten and all of that kind of stuff. It's an idea that's been like has been said, you know, this is an idea that Matt and I were talking about, and then Matt took it and wrote it with Eric, and it's and Jeff has been working on music. Matt Dahan has jumped on to work on music. Things are still in flux a bit, so it's going to take, you know, another while to try and get all of the to get this show written and get it ready to stage. But there is no cast. People are saying, who is the cast? There is no cast. We're not at the casting stage at all for this musical. We're still in the writing stage. So, but
Also,
we do have, yeah.
I was gonna say too, just like if anybody's, obviously we know Jeff's work and it's awesome. If you're also familiar with Matt Dahan's composing work, he did Starry, and he also wrote this ongoing series called Pulp Musicals. And Matt is like a musical savant. I mean, he Matt is very like Sondheim adjacent in my opinion. Like the way I'm still personally just excited as a fan to hear what that fusion of those two,
especially with his use of motifs, of musical motifs. He loves the motif and integrating them for storytelling, for musical storytelling, which I think, that's also intriguing in the context of this story, it sounds like.
And like how he and Jeff work together, like that just gives me, so I'm just like excited to hear what that sounds like. So I just want to throw that out there.
It sounds awesome, Kurt. We should give you one of these demos. The ones, I don't know if we're playing it today or not, but there is a song that was more of a collaboration between Jeff and Matt Dahan, and it is so rich. It's got such beautiful musical motifs. It is Sondheim-y, but it's light and airy and just delicious. It is some of my favorite music that I've heard from someone that I like know and respect and love. Both
is it one? Is it one of the three that you sent?
It's one of the three. I don't know if we're doing all three. Are we?
I think we're going to do all three.
Yes.
Whoa!
So we've got three song demos to play for you today. So if you want to hear these, let's set what our next unlockable goal is going to be, to unlock the first demo for Fantasyland. You know, again, the show is currently being written. Okay, let's change this. There we go, Fantasyland. So
a draft exists. All draft songs exist. There's stuff that we want to do to it. There's stuff we want to do to it. I think a long development time will make it really special, I think.
And in that development, is there room to do like maybe readings and stuff like internally with, you know, StarKid Company, anyone who's like available? I would like to volunteer as tribute to, you know, just like read through it and put it on its feet so you guys can hear it out loud, that kind of stuff. And if that helps, I find that helps with like the developmental process, you know.
I would love that. Yeah, that would help us quite a bit. It's very hard to tell how something flows and is reading when you're just alone reading it. The second it's on its feet, you're just able to tell, okay, that's dragging, that's too long, that's not funny, that's stupid. It's just so much easier when it's on its feet. But
this one it's such an epic of going through time with these three characters that are the main focus of the show: the Jack Fancy genius, world's famous man that makes Fantasyland, his brother, and his wife. These three characters are the focus of the entire show, but we go jumping through their lives for 25 years. And I think last year Matt said that it's like the opposite of Tomb Quest, and that's one of the other opposite features of it. Tomb Quest takes place in one night, probably within like 8 hours. Almost no time jumps except maybe from the Act 1 to Act 2 break. This is just a big sprawling piece. And yeah, there's a lot that's there, and there's a lot that could still be added and changed. And it would be fun to bring it into a larger group of people reading it and working on it together.
That'd be great.
Is the goal to play the first song 295, 500?
295, 500. Yeah, let's make the first goal 295, 500. So less than $50 away. And we will play our first demo from Fantasyland. So if you want to hear that first Fantasyland demo, it's a good one. And you can get onto the Tomb Quest Kickstarter, and you can add add-ons. You can pledge if you haven't done so already. You can up your pledge a little bit. Whatever feels good for you and whatever feels right. Matt just added on all these add-ons. We're not doing an add-on pack this year. We're just doing individual add-ons that you can go change your pledge, update your pledge, and add those add-ons as you check out. So a little less than $50 away from that goal. So there you go. We'll keep an eye on that. Yeah,
which song are we doing first? Are we doing...
It's Jack's
yeah.
Jack's I his like I Want song essentially.
Oh, cool. So can we set it up a little bit?
Yeah, we can set it up.
So this song that we're going to hear is, so Jack Fancy obviously inspired by Walt Disney. And the first day of Disneyland in 1955, famously a disaster. People had fake tickets, they flooded the park. The asphalt had been poured the previous day, and women's high heels were getting stuck in the asphalt. The Mark Twain boat started to sink because it was over capacity. And we opened the show in this first day of Fantasyland, and it's 105 degrees. The cast won't go on for the parade. The people that are the mascot characters won't put on their heads. They say it's too dangerous.
Yeah. We took a lot of inspiration from the opening of Disneyland, and we obviously upped it to 11 for comedic effect. And Fantasyland is just an absolute failure. Its first day, everything that could go wrong is going wrong. It's hot, and yes, the performers in the parade are refusing to go on.
Yep. So we've hit the goal. We've reached it. So we're gonna play. This is a song called "Everlasting," and this is
Jack's inspirational speech to his cast to get them to go on and do the parade.
Yes, trying to get everyone to perform in this parade. So here we go. "Everlasting."
We'll make something everlasting for us all. Give them something so enchanting they'll recall for all their lifetime. Then you'll know that your life was well lived. Any pain that you had, you'll forgive for something everlasting. The gates of hell, they open to give you a shot. Of course it's hot. For the few who dare to enter, they feel it not. It takes blood and sweat, you'll stink of it, but you're burning on a cause. Oh, it's painful, yes, to build to last, 'cause dying's the natural law. We'll make something everlasting for us all. Give them something so outstanding that they'll crawl through barren wastelands. It's your best. It's your job to put time to the test for something everlasting once and for all.
There you go. A little taste of the demo, "Everlasting." So yeah, that's
epic.
Yes, that's the vibe. That's the vibe of Fantasyland, like this big, epic, like true musical. This one is like, I would say, usually StarKid does anti-musicals. Like we do things that are like the guy who didn't like musicals is like almost a parody of musicals in general.
For
We'll
sure,
do
very
like
satirical and yeah.
This one is like one where you go, this is like just a real idea for a real musical. It's a big sweeping kind of that's the goal, is to make something that's like beautiful and something everlasting for us all.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine writing a song description for that in a script and then sending it to Jeff Klim and waiting, 8 weeks or whatever, and then opening an email one day and that comes out of your computer? It was incredible. What a day that was. When we first heard that one, so happy.
Yeah.
So happy to get
that is
epic.
Yeah.
Yes. That is like the best part of the whole process. Is writing is kind of fun, but it's also hard and boring and lonely. It's not that fun. But then when you tell somebody else to do something and then they come back and it's great and they deliver it to you and you didn't have to do anything, a song just appeared out of nowhere. It's the best part of the process. But but writing, sometimes it's hard, but this show, we had a pretty easy time of it. It was fun and easy to do.
It was a blast.
Excellent.
This was like, so Nick talked about the development history of this. This was an idea that Nick and Matt came up with. And then Matt and I were just on the phone a lot, just kind of renewing our friendship, just talking a lot. And I had said to him, I want to work on something together. We were trying to make up some ideas to have together. And we played with a couple other things. And then Matt told me about this show. And we just started, because I am obsessed with Walt Disney, just like Nick. Nick's the one that got me obsessed with Walt Disney and with Disneyland and the life of Walt Disney. And I really enjoyed this book. Have you guys ever heard this book called The Perfect American? It got turned into an opera by Philip Glass. And it's like an epic, weird
familiar with the opera. I didn't know
version of Walt Disney's life. It is incredible. It's on YouTube. Yeah. You can just watch it for free. And Matt and I were just talking about that. And we started kind of bouncing around this ideas for this show. And Matt invited me to come on and do some work on it with him. And it was like we just eased into it. And it was an incredible process, fun. We just writing together in the mornings. And then it was actually in a pause of writing Fantasyland that we got into Tomb Quest. We're like, I remember, Matt, that we were maybe like 2 scenes away from finishing a first draft of Fantasyland. And we got on the phone one morning and you said, before we jump into that, this has been a good process. Let's think about something else that we can do together. And we had a morning of just pitching different ideas. And that's when Tomb Quest came up and we decided we would tackle that next. So that's the connection, I think, between these two shows. More than anything, it's just Matt and I's kind of renewal of our friendship and working processes. And that came into the Tomb Quest. We were like, oh, let's do a show about friends coming back together after a long time and doing something creative together. That was kind of inspired by the process that we had working on Fantasyland.
And it was very just tonally, after we finished Fantasyland, it was like, I could go for something really light and airy that just takes place in one night and is, but it was a very fun writing process to write some of these scenes because, I'm so used to writing comedy where I have to go, all right, here's where the punchline is to undermine everything that's been happening. But it was fun to just write a scene where I go, oh, I'm going to make this person really mean, and I'm going to have this happen, and I'm going to have this rip everybody's heart out in this part. Oh, this is fun. So it was very fun to write a drama. And obviously it's funny, but there are scenes that are just lean way harder into just pure drama. So that was very fun.
Grounded.
It's an outrageous drama. It's not like a straight drama. It is like, it's a weird show about weird people. And I think the thing that I love about it, and that Matt and I talked about a lot, was the perspective on genius and like the great man. Like we see, there's so many movies and TV shows and even musicals that are about like a great person. And it's always that person's a genius. And yes, they neglect their family and they can't do everything that they want to do. But in the end, it's worth it. Because look at what they gave to us. Look what they gave to the world. And that's the perspective you get just from every biopic ever. Because you're an audience member and you go, yeah, well, Jim Henson did give a lot to me. It doesn't matter to me that he cheated on his wife with his employees. Like, I don't care about that. I got Kermit and Miss Piggy and Sesame Street. This show is concerned with the people that are very directly in the life of the genius. Like, so what did does Jim Henson's wife think it was all worth it? That's one of the dramatic questions that we asked.
I didn't know that about Jim Henson's wife, and now I'm very sad about that.
You wouldn't know, because how would you know? Because no one will ever talk about it.
You guys ever seen the movie Jobs, the Danny Boyle movie? It's my favorite. It's my favorite biopic because it's Aaron Sorkin wrote it. It has no interest in being factually accurate, but it's a very similar idea where it goes,
yes,
look at the people, look at what he did to his daughter. Look at what he did to his assistant. Like, what is the cost of genius, quote unquote, and how that is often at the extraction of everyone else's self-worth and needs, and so
emotional energy.
I love that movie. I've seen it so many times. I just did not even realize. I was like, Jobs, a movie about.
And the end of the movie, and the end of that movie, remember he says to his daughter, he says, because the daughter's saying like, you didn't acknowledge that you were my father most of my life, and then he says, I'm going to put 1,000 songs in your pocket. Like, that's a line. Like, I'm going to give you this great thing. Steve Jobs did put 1,000 songs in all our pockets. So like, yeah, it was worth it to me. I love 1,000 songs in my pocket. But is that making up for what happened with his daughter? I don't know. It's a great.
And when I first heard the pitch for this, I was like, oh God, it's such an interesting and I think really underexplored aspect, especially in this our current moment where we elevate billionaire geniuses and they just are responsible for everything good. You know, it's like, I love what is the personal cost? It's such a human way to approach it. So I'm so stoked for this premise.
Yeah. We had a lot of very deep discussions about stuff like that and why our society worships these quote unquote great men of history. Because the more you find out about them, they're always terrible people. They're always these raging narcissists. And it's like, yeah, well, it takes a specific type of raging narcissist to wield that type of power. I think, what was it, Winston Churchill, who said megalomania is the only form of sanity? And, because it's like, yeah, you got to be, to be the president of the United States, to think that you go like, hey, somebody has to guard this nuclear football that can destroy the world 10 times over. Yeah. I'm the most qualified person to do it. Give it to me. Like to have that sort of confidence and charisma, you gotta be, something's not all quite right up there.
Yeah. Napoleon said, I spend 10,000 lives a day. Like, that was a famous thing. But what this show is more specifically concerned about is like artistic genius and real cultural impact. Like, there's something that I love about some aspects of the show where it's like, say you're Walt Disney's daughter and he didn't spend that. I'm not saying this Walt Disney.
Well, to be clear, this is all totally fictional because Walt Disney's family loves him. This is not Walt Disney.
Sure. So not that. So like, say you're the daughter, you're the brother of like a genius. And Jim Henson, I think, is actually a good example of this, where it's like, why would I want my dad to come home from work early and eat dinner with me when what he's doing at work is the coolest thing on earth? And like, every kid at school knows I'm, whatever Henson. I'm cooler because of what he's doing. I see my dad on TV. Would I rather see my dad on TV, or would I rather see my dad in the living room with me? And I probably would rather see him in the living room, but I could never say to my dad, I don't want you to be on TV. I want you to be with me. How could you take a genius like that away from the world? And what is that life experience of the people that are in close proximity with the genius. That's a big concern with the show. And then also the spectacle of the genius. You know, Jack is not like a side character. It's not all about his brother and wife. He's a main character because we're also fascinated by him and his true genius, his true amazing qualities that are spectacular to watch, but also ridiculous and scary and off-putting and seductive.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, did we set a goal to unlock the next demo or no?
How about 296?
We already hit it. 296.
We got it.
Perfect. Just play it.
Okay, so let's say, because was the one before that 295 500?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so 296. Yeah, let's play the next song demo. So the next song demo here, because we have 2 more demos from Fantasyland. So this next song demo is a song called Taking Flight. And this is a song that is kind of comes into the show as Fantasyland is rising in success. Jack Fancy is taken off. People love it. People love this park. There's a new ride that's opening, and it's kind of told from the viewpoint of people going on this ride. But it also is kind of about Fantasyland taking off in general. And I think that's pretty good. That's pretty good setup for the song. Here we go. The next song demo from Fantasyland. It is called Taking Flight.
Look at that! It reaches 7 stories high, with steel beams that bend in a spiral. It takes off so fast, out of the chute just like a rocket. Be sure to empty out your pockets. Up and up we go, till the clouds are now below. Zipping like hummingbirds round the pipe to the sky. Anticipation taking over me as the headwinds are breathing for me. Watching my vision turn to night. Keep your head back. The ride and push is 14 G's. What's that mean? It means the push is sanity. We're at capacity. Clear the track. What's that sound? The bars are coming down. Mr. Fancy's breaking new ground. He's breaking new ground. This was worth every dime. Taking flight, and as we drop into infinity with velocity known to starlings, feeling the butterflies as we dive to the sky. And in my brain's a night right out of me. My adrenaline playing a symphony, feeling the friction at the speed of light.
All right, there you go. A little taste of Taking Flight. Yeah, so that's kind of, again, the vibe of this show is this grand sweeping sort of score. So I think but then there are also some quieter moments, like the next demo that we have is a song about well, we'll get to that. Let's set the goal first. Okay, so do we want the next goal to be 296 500? So in a little less than 500 bucks.
Let's see. The stream is going for another hour and 20 minutes.
And there's this last demo from Fantasyland, and then we'll be talking about the third project that we'll be doing. But there's only one video for that one.
So we only have 2 more
things to unlock.
Reveals. So maybe set it a little bit higher.
Okay, great. So let's set this one at 297. 297,000. So it's a little less than $1,000. So if you would like to hear the next demo from Fantasyland, you can get onto the Tomb Quest Kickstarter page, and you can now's a good time to go in and back the project. You can get any of these reward tiers, but Matt also just added all these add-ons, including this cool poster of art that he did about the dungeon that features all of the levels of the dungeon from Tomb Quest. It's got a t-shirt. You can add on a t-shirt with art by Jen Lang, Matt and I's sister. This is already sold out. This was a one-of-a-kind Wiggly statue that Matt made. That's already gone. And then there were 2 other one-of-a-kind props from the show, including Semestra or Lauren's character, her wand, and then Kevin or Joey's character's dagger. I'm not sure if those are still available or no, but that's that. And then for $500, you can commission Matt Lang to paint a miniature for you. So any miniature that you want to have painted within reason, not a huge miniature, a regular size miniature, Matt will paint it for you for $500. So you can go in and do that. And then just kind of really quickly running through these reward tiers, $5 will get you thank you in the credits of Tomb Quest. Then for $20, you get the thank you in the credits plus the behind the scenes featurette about the making of Tomb Quest. For $50, you get both of those things plus the demo album. So all of the demos from the show with Clark singing all the songs and even some songs that aren't going to make it into the final show. And then for $75, you get all of that plus early access to ticket sales. So if you'd like to be the first in line to get tickets for Tomb Quest, you can back at that $75 tier. Then for $100, you get all of that plus the poster for the show with art by Nicole Rodriguez. It's a really cool, awesome, fun poster. Then after that, there for $150, you get all of that plus a sticker set, again with art by Nicole Rodriguez. Then after that, there is the sweatshirt. So you get everything plus the Tomb Quest sweatshirt with art by Jen Lang. It's really cool. Kurt is wearing that sweatshirt right now. We'll look at him very soon. And then for $300, you get all of that plus this Terrazon figurine that is being created by a company called U2s. And that one's really exciting. It's going to be a little statue of Terrazon, the villain from Tomb Quest. And then for $600, you can get the VIP ticket package. So all of those rewards plus 2 tickets to come and see Tomb Quest. And we will coordinate with you exactly when that is going to happen. And I think
we added some more of the posters.
Yes, so we've added more of these kind of higher tier rewards. This is a personalized signed poster. So we've now got 14 of those left. So you can go in for $800, get everything plus the signed poster by the team. And then we also
3 more of those.
Added a few more of the signed art canvas prints that again has art by Nicole Rodriguez. And then I think that's it. And so you can go in and you can back at any one of these tiers. And if you want to also add add-ons on, we're not doing an add-on pack this time. We're doing just individual add-ons. So you can go in, and if you're feeling that t-shirt, you can go add the t-shirt onto your pledge. If you're feeling that poster art print, you can go and do that. If you just want to have commission Matt to make a mini, you can go and add that on to your reward tier.
There just has to be
this stuff is
like 5 Warhammer fans out there.
Even
it's got to be
you're not a
5
Warhammer fan. If you have like a fantasy character that you've written in a short story or that you play in some game that you like, I spent a weekend with Matt where he taught me how to paint minis. And he basically just painted my mini for me because every step I would do of some painting, and then he'd come in and he'd daff it up for me real quick. This thing was so gorgeous by the end. It's really hard to convey even just in photography, the fun of a 3D painted object of a character that you are familiar with. So I would really encourage anybody who's like a creative storyteller, a short story writer, or a doodler who has their own character, even like a personal mascot to yourself. I think this would be a really appropriate thing for you to get Matt to make a piece.
I have a question about painting minis.
Yeah.
How do you, this is a really dumb sounding question. How do you paint something that's so small?
You just got to get good at it. You just got to do it for a long time. You eventually learn brush control. You have to keep your hands stable so you don't shake.
See, I feel like my hand would just, I wouldn't be able to steady
I'm
it.
a shaker, so it's very kind of, I have to like press my hands against the table and hold the brush really close to the mini. And then you need a lot of light. You need like a really good light that is nice diffused light that doesn't cast any really harsh shadows. And then you just have to do it for 25 years.
Okay.
Get good at it.
I'll start today.
Do you wear like special glasses?
Do you have a magnifying glass,
jeweler's
Matt?
loop.
Like a little, yeah, a little extra loop.
Yeah. Yeah.
You do?
When
Yeah.
sometimes I don't need to, and it hurts my head to wear them because it like crushes my head. But sometimes you're painting like pupils in these characters that are only this tall. So if you're painting in the pupils, you need a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Or just a little thing. And in terms of miniatures, like we're going to be, if you do get this commission, we'll be in communication with you. And yeah, if you have any character, there's probably, if you have like a character from a role-playing game or anything, there's probably a mini on my mini factory that would look like it that we could get. Or what we could do is there's a website called, I believe it's called Hero Forge. And that allows you to design your own miniature. There are like some very basic tools, but you get to like pose them and put clothes on them and everything. So we'll figure something out.
Yeah. So just first off, what was the goal? Was the goal
We hit it.
297? All right, we hit it. We surpassed it. Okay, great.
I think somebody commissioned a mini because I saw it jump up 500%.
Oh,
wait to see what
get those
commissioned
paints
from.
out.
Yeah.
We got to talk more about the
Get to work
minis.
right
Get
now.
that little loop on.
So we're going to be playing one more demo from Fancyland. This one is called Jack's Brother. So we've talked a lot about Jack Fancy. One of the other main characters in Fancyland is Jack's brother Ralph. So it's he's kind of, if you think about it in terms of Disney, you know, the Disney brothers, there was Roy and Walt, and Walt gets all the fame, gets all the credit, gets all everything, but Roy was there doing stuff with them the whole time. So Ralph is kind
And he was
of
the financial mind behind the whole business too.
Financial mind. So Ralph is kind of the financial mind behind the Fancy Brothers, and he's certainly not the big showy, like look at me, I'm a creative genius, but he's just as important in making it all happen. But he's the unsung brother. So this is a song sung by Ralph, and it is called Jack's Brother.
We had
Yes,
one more piece of context. So this the part of the show where this song comes in is Ralph. So the three main characters are Jack, his brother Ralph, and Jack's wife Evelyn. And Ralph brings a girl over to Jack and Evelyn's house for dinner. It's an early date for him, early in this relationship. And Jack just completely charms this woman that Ralph has brought to dinner, and he's taking her around the mansion and dancing a tango with her. And so now Ralph is hanging out with Evelyn, his sister-in-law, and he's just saying to her, this is just how it happens every time. I can't bring a girl around Jack without her being charmed by him. Everyone in my entire life, including my parents, have been excessively charmed by my brother, and I am just used to it at this point. And that's what this song is.
All right, so here we go. This is it's gonna be Matt Dahan singing on this one. Here we go, Jack's brother.
I was born into a world that he'd already remade. At 5 he led the band at a local parade. One summer he made $600 selling lemonade. Scored the winning run in every single sport he played. Who's in the back? Oh, him. That's Jack's brother. And you should have seen how it was in school. All the girls seemed to like me, but never quite the same. I was warming the benches while he was off running the game. They always seemed to fancy someone with the same last name. His superlatives were indicative of someone destined for fame. And in the yearbook it read, that's Jack's brother. That's Jack's brother.
Very
So
sad
good.
and sweet and beautiful.
I love piano.
There you go. That's
Opening piano definitely was a, like, I don't know, really lovely Sondheim vibes, but still very Matt.
So
and
Sondheim,
that was, yeah. That's
Great to hear
yeah.
Matt singing.
Wow.
What a voice.
Oh, Matt's got a great voice. You can hear Matt singing a lot in pulp musicals. Matt's kind of
really
the
great
narrator of pulp musicals. He's got a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very comforting to listen to.
Question about Fantasyland that was kind of coming up that I'm also very intrigued about, because it sort of varies from StarKid show to StarKid shows. Cast size and like what was the intended view or cast size going into this? Because again, for like a Sondheim-esque concept musical, it could just be the 3 main characters and everyone else could be implied, or it could sort of be their perspectives could come up in people's songs, you know, that sort of thing. Or it could be a very full ensemble cast supporting the 2 or the 3 main leads. So I was so curious as well, like what direction you guys are thinking of going into.
The show is still in development. So
Okay.
So we're not entirely sure exactly what the cast size would be. You know,
let's have live auditions right now. No. My
I would
16
say
bars.
that-
If you're
I
not
have
here,
prepared-
you can't be in it.
I prepared We Are the Party from Tomb Quest for my selection.
I would say that it comes down to just money and feasibility. You know, I mean, this is the type of show that, you know, it's a very tight character study on a couple characters, but in Everlasting, there's this, you know, basically Jack leads a parade. You can fill a stage with 30 people and there have be a parade, and in Taking Flight, it's all these people at a theme park. You could fill the stage with tons of people. It could be a big production, but it's probably just going to be what we can afford, and what we can afford a big cast for us is 10 to 12.
And, you know, it's a show about the most famous man in the world. You know, he's on television, so you can have him be in a studio where it's just him and the host. We've written in a line of dancers coming and doing a kick line behind him. They could be there or not be there. They could be a one person with like leg puppets doing it. There's a lot of different ways of doing that.
Yeah.
Can I say one element? Can I put one element in there that is in the current script? There's a robot. There's an animatronic. There's an animatronic of Jack that is an element of the show, and how that's going to get done is it's one of like the StarKid dreams that I have. Like I've said in previous live streams, something I love so much about what Matt and Nick and StarKid do is they have such an amazing way of visually in theater conveying stories through puppetry and unique visuals. And this animatronic version of Jack that plays a role in the show, I am so looking forward to seeing if the show gets produced, how that will come across. So we'll see what happens. I mean, sky's the limit with this show. It's a big epic.
Yeah. Yeah, that's yeah, we'll definitely see. We'll see how it develops. Obviously like I said, this one's kind of more of like trying to be like a real musical. So if there was like a real chorus in there, that'd be awesome. If we could jump up to having a cast of 20, that'd be awesome. But I don't know if we can afford that, So
and it's all the time periods, right? So because you're starting, so you'd have to have costume.
kind
a lot of different
jump
costumes
through.
for the
Jump
that's
through.
cool.
Yeah, in the middle of the show, everyone's just going to start dressing horribly.
It's the 80s.
Just those disgusting bell bottoms and flowery shirts and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see where the Kickstarter's at. So the Kickstarter is now at $298,000 and $44. So I think, we've really only got one more project that we're going to be talking about. And so I think we should kind of set this goal a little bit. We've got an hour left in the campaign. Here we go. Look who's back. All right, Will.
Whoa!
Tell me why Fantasyland has me crying already. Oh my god! I was like between scenes trying to be a bad guy. Like, what is
Fantasyland? Yeah, it's Fantasyland is definitely the tearjerker. That's the tearjerker one. It is definitely more of a drama. So, Will, how'd your show go?
Oh, I got some echoey here. Hold on. It went so well.
All right.
Did you wear an AirPod so you could listen?
That's right. Yeah, I had this in. I had this in the whole time. Yeah. No, show went amazing. It was a little sleepy, a little bit of a sleepy matinee. We were missing some of that StarKid energy in the crowd. Hopefully they a little more awake tonight. But I think they enjoyed it. They were standing up at the end. So it was good.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to see it.
I know. Come on out. Come visit us.
I know. I need to look up your schedule and see like how close. Do you get to LA ever?
That's going to be year 2. So we'll see if we're still on the
Okay.
Gatsby train year 2. Undecided and unfigured out yet, but that's 2027.
Okay.
Yeah. Totally. Cool.
That's
Nick,
so cool.
this logo for Fantasyland is so beautiful. We talked about the Miss Halloween logo. Talk about this one. And the flags. Did you hand animate those flags, or is that some art that you found? Oh my god.
No, I hand animated the flags. I thought they're not going right now. The things aren't going because this is just a still image. But the idea was just make it look like the Disneyland logo, but also change it enough to where it's its own thing. And in those videos, if you go back and watch those things, the little flags do move. I thought it was important to get in some hand-drawn animation in there if we're doing some kind of but yeah, it took me a while to figure out how does a flag move in the wind, and I was going like this with my finger a ton, and eventually I said that's good enough. I did it all yesterday and I was like that's good enough. I need to move on to something else.
How many frames was each cycle?
It's 12 frames.
It's a lot of frames. It
Yeah,
looks great. It's got a real whipping energy. I thought you might have nabbed it from because it just looks beautiful.
I was thinking about the idea of saying I only have 2 days to put some of these videos together, so I was like saying, okay, maybe I should just pull this from Shutterstock, but eventually I said no, I can do it, and also they didn't have anything like this on Shutterstock, so I just did it.
I think it's gorgeous. I love the colors, and the colors. What's Disneyland? Because that's not the colors of the Disneyland logo. I really enjoyed these colors.
I was trying to go for kind of a red, white, and blue motif because kind of, like this is true with Walt Disney as well, where Walt Disney was incredibly patriotic, like to a fault. Like a guy who's like, let me rewrite history to make it more, Walt Disney is a complicated figure. That's why he's so fascinating. He's not all good. And
he played a massive part in shaping the myth of America. It's like you think about his rise to prevalence just coincides with America's kind of rise to superpower status. So I think, the Walt Disney Company has just played a massive part in the American identity.
And the American dream, the idea of what the good life is just going to Disneyland once a year and you have the good life. There's a scene in, I don't know, this one I heard it might get cut, but there's a scene in the draft that we have now that's about, in real life, there are these Disney villages where people buy these $2 million homes in Kissimmee, Florida, and they've got the hidden Mickeys inside of their homes. And we have a scene of a Disney adult type family in the play right now, where there is this thing in America of if I just make my life Disney, and I'm like this, I'm allowed to criticize this because I'm a Disney adult too. If I lived in Southern California, I would have the year-long pass. I'd go every weekend. But there's this sense of the more I incorporate Disney into my life, the more I'm living the good life. And this is just the thing that makes life joyful. He somehow just pulled everything of life into the Disney brand, except death. That's sort of the thing that I love about the Everlasting song. There's a real strong denial of death in the Disney world. Death is this thing that happens off screen. It's a fuel of all the characters in the movies. All the characters have dead parents, but the death is never really directly addressed. It's always off and away. And the idea that people that are the main characters can die and rot and have their body parts fall away and not be transformed and be given kind of immortal happy endings is all shunned. And when you go to Disneyland, you just don't think of death. Matt's got this famous thing. Remember that thing you talk about? It's no one dies at Disneyland. It's this kind of famous, maybe it's an urban myth.
It's kind of an urban legend. This idea that when people die at one of the Disney parks, they actually move them. They don't declare them dead until they move them off of property. So legally, nobody actually dies at Disneyland.
That's pretty crazy. Something that I read.
I'm not sure that that's true. It's
here's the true part of it.
People do die. It's very sad.
The true part is that they would not, until 1973, they wouldn't allow outside ambulances into Disneyland. Ambulances had to wait outside the gates, and the interior park medical department had to bring people. So it's because they didn't want an ambulance coming into Disneyland, reminding people of death and disease and decay. And it delayed medical care for people up until 1973. And there's a great Wikipedia article about all the deaths that have happened at Disneyland. There's just dozens and dozens and dozens of deaths that have occurred, partly because of this sense of we're not going to acknowledge danger and death as a reality here. Everything is positive.
There's something so distinctly American, I think, about that too, of building this reality where you're I don't see the exploitation of anybody. I don't see anything beyond the facade. And I am surrounded by the magic at the expense of so many. And I know a lot of people who work and, hey, listen, Disney wants to hire me for a TV show. I'm there. But I know a lot of people who have worked in and around Disney as cast members and, whatever. And it's knowing how brutal and difficult it can be, so that this sort of magical moment of you walking in, and it is magic. It is when you're there, you're wow, but you also don't get to see what value is extracted from the people that we never get to see. And that feels so distinctly American, You're look at this beautiful thing. Don't think about all the, don't worry about who built it and who made it.
Don't look behind the curtain.
Don't look behind the curtain. Yeah, I think that's such an interesting concept.
Well, also just so modern. You know, it's
Yeah.
like Disneyland can really, or a theme park like that can only exist in, you know, like relatively recently in human history, like being able to engineer that kind of thing and organize just all the food and labor and everything that just goes into that place on a daily basis. Just the cost and the expense of running it. It's just like it's just entirely, it couldn't happen before the Industrial Revolution. You know, it's just like couldn't exist for most
and you
of
need
history.
jet travel to get people from all over America there. And so America has to have access to oil. So we need to have the imperialism going strong. It's a rich zone to be exploring.
Definitely a lot of themes. There are a lot of layers to
Lots of
the
layers.
subject matter.
I said it earlier, but now that Will's here, I was like, it's StarKid's Great Gatsby. It's like that's the thing. You know?
Yeah, I was about to say, Tom Buchanan loves Disney. He's like, we gotta get tickets right now. Let's go.
He does. He's the one that pays for the VIP tour with his family, and you know.
Yes. No, he rents out the whole park for the night.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
he doesn't ride a single ride.
Mistress gets hit by a car, and they don't let an ambulance into the park together.
Spoiler alert, Eric.
Yeah. Spoiled
Great
the Great
Gatsby.
Gatsby.
Yeah, spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
don't spoil the Great Gatsby. Yeah, so we've still got another project to talk about. We've got a little less than an hour left in this stream. Let's see where we are right now. Right now, we are currently at $298,803. So do we want to set the next goal, the final goal, at just flat $300,000?
Do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. The next goal will be $300,000. I think we can do it. So at $300,000, we'll talk about the last project that we're going to talk about. And this is one that I'm excited about. And it's another musical. So we have several musicals all in development at the same time. And, you know, I've seen some people in the chat talking about the pirate musical because we actually have played some demos for a possible pirate musical. This is not the pirate musical. Pretty much the pirate musical is something that
we've been working on the pirates for like 20 years. So we just want to make sure that it doesn't suck.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
so
we want to make sure that it's as good as it can be, and that we don't bite off more than we can chew, and that we just want it to be good.
Yes, the pirates is that's such a huge idea for Matt and I. We made it up to be an animated show, an animated TV show. So the idea of adapting it into a musical is difficult because we're trying to, you know, boil it down to its essentials. I'd still love for it to be an animated show, but it's just Matt and I don't make animated shows. We make musicals. So we're getting to a point in our lives where we're going, okay, how much
I want
time
to do something with it.
Yeah, and
I mean,
how much
musicals
time
can
do
be
I have
animated
left?
shows. Has-Been Hotel's been doing it, and it's you know, there's like
Right.
that's totally a thing. I believe in you guys. I just love the idea so much. So I'm biased.
I'm in a big pirate phase right now. I'm playing this game called Windrose, and I've built an entire pirate base. So I was hoping it would overlap. It's all good. I got
So we're all pushing for this
Yeah.
pirate musicale, but also even if it's not a fully rendered animation, even if it's animatic, there's some really awesome animatics. Just within the StarKid canon, but then also from StarKid fans, that have been made. So there's so much potential there too to just do like an upscale animatic, maybe. Again, spitballing. I'm just throwing things out there.
Yeah,
you have great ideas.
Yeah,
Bryce.
somebody in the chat said, "Get the person who did the Nerdy Prudes Must Die animation." That is Meg Lloyd, who did
Meg.
that.
Yes,
I've actually
good.
talked to Meg about this project, and we at one point did commission her to make some art for it. Things fell through, but it's really difficult. Like, animation is probably the hardest possible thing that you could, well, aside from a live action $100 million movie, animation is so incredibly difficult. It takes so many people and so time consuming that's like, and again, if I could, I would love to do it. But it's just, you have to commission all those artists. You have to do all this stuff that is very much out of our skill set. And, we make these musicals. So we go like, okay, this is our thing. Can we in some way adapt that story to be this? And it's been challenging. So
what are some of the challenges of it? What's the experience been like?
Well, the story's old and there are a million versions of it, and stuff just doesn't translate to the stage. Some stuff is just hard to do. You go
like a ship battle.
Okay, let's do a sword fight. And you go, wait a second.
Yeah.
Are we going to actually do this sword fight?
So
how would we choreograph this sword fight?
This is something that, when we did Cinderella's Castle, we were saying, okay, this is kind of a testing ground for pirates kind of stuff, where we had a sword fight in Cinderella, where we had Sir Hopalot fighting the guards.
And it was awesome.
And it was a great sword fight. Kurt did a really great job choreographing that. But we kind of, as we were doing it, we leaned on the comedy of it as well. If we were to do the pirates, it is that fight. It's not supposed to be funny fights. They're supposed to be like actual fights. And so actual fights are a little bit, we're still learning, we're growing. We're trying to say, can we make something beautiful? Like, can we make something beautiful? Because this is a thing that has been said to us time and time again of, like, StarKid is great. It's charming how it looks bad. And, like, people tell this to us all the time. They go, it looked bad on purpose. And we go, not on purpose. We tried to make it look as good as we possibly could.
And it doesn't look bad. People don't know what they're talking about. These are people that never made anything. They don't know how to make anything.
Like,
they've only seen a Marvel movie. They don't know what anything else should look like.
It's the same thing with like mess ups. When people are like, we love it when you guys mess up. And we're like, we don't want to mess up. Nobody wants to go out and flub a line or like, you want it to be.
It's just a matter of time. Yeah, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of budget and all of the things. But I mean, is there a world in which like mixing mediums of like maybe a Nightmare Time-esque kind of platform for it, and then for the heightened, more serious or action magical moments, maybe that can then jump to animation, so it's not a fully animated project, but it's only select scenes, it's only snippets.
Bryce, this is all stuff that we're thinking about.
I'm sure. I'm so sure. I'm also not bringing these things up to say that you guys haven't thought about it. I'm excited and
guys, we're $113 away. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Oh, $113 away. Awesome.
Whoa.
So
$100
a lot of this stuff, Bryce, will depend on how certain things perform. So like a lot of this mixed media, like Nightmare Time is a mixed media format where it is sometimes we're doing some live stuff, sometimes we have some more like edited sequences. Like in Nightmare Time 2, it was the majority of it was the easy stuff that we could film with our webcams, but then we had those music video sequences that were much more produced. So if like Miss Halloween works out and we start getting that type of project to take off, then that just kind of opens the door for certain things. So it will depend on how everything performs. But we have also tried to remain our folk, and things like Space Baby was an experiment in that of trying to say, how does the
Definitely.
mixed media work? You know, we try to experiment with certain things all the time, whilst trying to say, but our main focus is these stage musicals. So we don't want to like put all our eggs into an experiment basket and then like ruin everything.
No, that's totally fair.
Crash the company.
No, yeah. That's totally fair.
So, yeah.
And
So
it's cool,
we're
like even like space maybe informed a lot of stuff that like I with Miss Halloween of like, oh hey, we did this cool fun composite, like maybe we could try that for this. And so it's cool how these things iterate on each other, and what you learn in one show, you're like, well, I guess that's a toolkit, and that's a tool in the tool belt now. So kind of constant iteration upon iteration.
Yes. So yeah, just we're getting pretty close to our goal. Right now we're less than $100 away with playing this last video and talking about the last project. So we will get to that very soon. A few just little things, you know, we talked about Space Baby. We've always got different projects in the works. We try not to forget about things, and we while we're still pushing forward on trying to make these musicals, we try to also have our other little endeavors that we look into, like, you know, we had this podcast, some play readings, things like that. We will try and get to all of this stuff as we push forward, but our main priority is doing these musicals. So we're less than a we surpassed it. We surpassed it.
It's still going. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
All right, very cool. So Matt, what do you think? Should we play the video? Just play the little video and then start talking about it?
Or do you want to set it up a little bit? It's up to you. Whatever you think is the correct thing to do.
Okay, let's just play the video and then we can talk about it for the rest of the time. Okay, here we go. A little video for an upcoming musical.
It's just kind of the title reveal.
It's just the title reveal. It doesn't have music that's going to actually be in the show because the music is all in progress and things like that. So here we go. Okay, so this is the next musical in the Hatchetfield series. This one is called Glam and the Pentagrams.
Let's go.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah. So it's again, I don't like being put on the spot, so I wrote a little paragraph that kind of summarizes it. Yes, it just a little disclaimer. Yes, it's the Miss Holloway character. She's not referred to as Miss Holloway yet, and just like the other Hatchetfield shows, you will not. Nightmare Time is not required viewing. The show will make perfect sense if you haven't watched any Nightmare Time. But here is a little kind of summation of what it's about. Okay, I'm going to read it. Glam is a superstar pop sensation. With her infectious tunes and fun, witchy stage persona, Glam has spellbound a nation. But perhaps more impressively, she has somehow survived a life in the limelight with her sanity and soul intact. But that's all about to change. When her backup vocalists, the Starlets, die in a mysterious car crash, and rumors begin circulating that her flirtation with the occult may be more than a stage act, Glam is desperate to replace her bandmates and return to touring as quickly as possible. It's then, as if by magic, the perfect replacements for the starlets appear. They're young, they're fresh-faced stars on the rise. They are the Pentagrams, and they are powered by more than raw talents. They have a secret, something they were warned never to remove from their hometown, something that will make all their dreams come true. For a price. Glam and the Pentagrams is the latest entry in the Hatchetfield series, where we'll be traveling back in time to the year 1987 for a tale of terror that will shatter Glam's life and the world forever.
Oh, 80s rock musical? Let's
so
go.
excited. Kim, you look amazing. Oh my gosh, that's going to be epic.
Thanks. I'm so excited.
So Glam,
So
Glam.
we've been setting this one up for what? Since
for 5 years. Since 2020 is when we did the first Nightmare Time. We actually, Matt and I wrote the first draft of Glam in 2019?
I think it was right after Black Friday, or like at the same time as Black Friday.
Yeah, as writing. Yes. So basically Glam, it's been we wrote Glam first before we wrote any of the Miss Holloway stories. So like even The Witch in the Web that happened back in 2020, we already knew who Miss Holloway, the backstory. We had a draft of Glam written.
So it's why she says in the episode, she tells Hannah, I used to play music too a long time ago. And then and then in the vision, in the nightmare, when Miss Holloway goes into Hannah's nightmare, she sees a girl that has died, and she's wearing a t-shirt of a pop star that the whole world's forgotten. And she looks at Miss Holloway and says, "Can I have your autograph?" Yeah. So that was a tiny little hint that she's the pop star that the world's forgotten. So some people have pieced that together, that Miss Holloway used to be a pop star, and so now we're just confirming.
Now you know.
Yeah. So if you've seen Nightmare Time, this is the origin story of Miss Holloway. If you have not seen Nightmare Time, then it's just a cool thing about this 80s pop star who has a run-in with some witches.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to the pentagrams themselves. Sometimes you write a character and they turn out exactly like you expect. Sometimes you write a character and they turn out way worse than you expect. Like you go, they're not funny at all. And then sometimes the character just diverts into something you did not expect. And I think that that's what happened with the pentagrams. And I very much like where they ended up, because they're villains in the show, but they ended up being a whole lot more relatable and naive and charming than I was expecting them to be.
Yeah.
Specifically, the main pentagram.
Sorry, Matt, your audio's cutting out. The main pentagram, Jessie.
Yeah, Jessie. Yeah. I really like Jessie. I really like how she turned out.
Yes. So we have not cast this show yet or anything like that. This is just we were in the process of getting it ready. But yeah, this is the next Hatchetfield musical. I'm very excited to be going back and doing another Hatchetfield show, another full Hatchetfield show. Because we've got some non-Hatchetfield projects. We've got Tomb Quest, we've got Fantasyland. Those are all not Hatchetfield, but I think it's cool to keep Hatchetfield alive. And so this one is a little bit like a prequel.
Yeah, we had a discussion after Nerdy Prudes where we were like, do we want to do another one and break the trilogy? Because I like a nice clean trilogy, but so we were kind of hesitant to commit to glam, and we didn't want to do it until we were sure it was going to be good. So now we're thinking it's pretty good. We feel confident.
Yeah.
That confidence is exciting.
I'm excited for witches. I love witches. So
Me too.
And I love Miss Holloway. Miss Holloway needs more.
Yeah. 80s pop star witches. That's the whole vibe of glam.
Yeah, that's a dream.
And there are people who are noticing in the comments there is a similar to Glam and the Pentagrams and Gem and the Holograms. We are definitely influenced by Gem and the Holograms. I love that show more than anything. But Glam is, I would say, it's not really like Gem very much at all in practice.
Yeah. I expected in writing the show the Pentagrams to be a whole lot more like
the Misfits.
Yeah. But then they ended up being nothing like the Misfits. And I was very happy with that development.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's really fun. It's also like kind of the idea for Glam and the Pentagrams kind of came from Matt and I were working on Black Friday, and we were watching the movie Teen Witch.
Has anyone seen Teen Witch?
Have you seen this movie?
It's been a while.
You gotta see Teen Witch. You gotta see Teen Witch. It is the definition of a movie so bad that it's a masterpiece.
It is.
And
you guys were watching this like years ago.
Yeah, we were watching
Chicago,
it again
right?
when we were doing Black Friday. Yeah, we love Teen Witch.
If you're gonna watch anything from Teen Witch, look up Top That.
Yeah.
It is a sequence.
Yes.
Love that.
It's a rap battle that is.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's so bizarre.
It is the worst, best thing ever put to film. You can't help but laugh at it. It might be the stupidest thing ever put to film. It's fantastic.
It's
Teen Witch also.
It's amazing.
It has the younger brother who's like a little shit.
Total freak.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
weird, just a kid who's doing something amazing. Like he's really hamming it up. Everybody in this movie hams it up so hard. It's great. It's very
perfect.
campy.
It's perfect.
It's a perfect film.
It's a perfect experience.
You can't make something that good on purpose. It has to have been an accident to make Teen Witch. It's great. And so, but in the movie Teen Witch, there's a part where the main character is a teenage witch, and she goes, "I am a loser at school. I want to be popular, like my favorite pop star that I'm going to go see at this concert." And she uses her magic to sneak her way backstage and take the pop star's jacket. Like he puts a spell on the pop star, and the pop star gives her the jacket, and then she casts a magic spell to become popular like the pop star. And there's a whole song called "I'm Gonna Be a Popular Girl." It's great.
She siphons, without this pop star's consent, she siphons some of her popularity and charisma away from her and steals her jacket.
Yeah.
So after watching that, we were like, man, I can't believe the Teen Witch just did that. That's kind of evil. And then we started talking, and we were like, what if she did more? What if she kept taking more from...
Yeah.
I believe the pop star's name is Shauna in the movie. We're like, what if she took so much? And Shauna she killed Shauna. She just sucked Shauna's life out.
Stole her life. So that was the idea of going like, these pentagrams love glam, and then they cast a spell that is sucking the life out of Glam, who is their favorite pop star, so that they rise to stardom. So that was kind of the
That was
idea behind it.
the founding concept. In the show, it's a little bit more complicated, but that was, we went, oh, wow, that sounds like a horror story. Oh, and we went off and developed it.
Yeah. But also that is why Wilbur Cross wears that jacket and stole it from Miss Holloway. And he talks about how I stole your jacket and all that. That jacket, she has a jacket because the Teen Witch stole a jean jacket from Shauna in the movie Teen Witch. So it's kind of a inspired by
Yeah, we just pick up these ideas, just kind of pick up and snowball, and we go, oh yeah, of course she needs a jean jacket. Because remember in Teen Witch, Shauna had a jean jacket.
Yeah,
like it's these connections that only make sense to specifically the two of us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I love that about the way your minds work, because it is so like detail oriented. But then when you take a step back and you look at all of the details, like, I mean, it's really fun and exciting and brilliant, especially knowing all of that. Like, now I have to go watch it. Now I have to
Yeah, you got to go watch Teen Witch.
You're so lucky that you get to experience it.
Yeah, thank you for gifting me with that.
About 15 minutes into Teen Witch, you're gonna go, wait, what? The movie's a musical?
Yeah.
And it's a musical out of nowhere. And then it's never a musical again.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's again, they did it by accident. People actually have turned Teen Witch, I think, into at least a musical or concept album of a musical. It's a great album if you want to listen to that. The songs in Teen Witch are actually good. I like the songs.
Yeah, they are better than they have any right to be. They're really good.
So yeah, you should go watch that. But Glam isn't like Teen Witch either. It's not like that. It was just inspired by that idea of a teenage witch siphoning the life force of a pop star.
Yeah, yeah. Glam is it's got a lot of DNA with some good old fashioned witch stories.
Yeah,
you know, Rosemary's
And
Baby
the fact-
is a cool witch story.
The fact that it's also 80s music too, man, I'm so hyped for that.
Yeah. I definitely want going to the show to feel like going to a concert, to feel like you're going to a rock concert. I want like the lights and the pink lights everywhere and shiny, shimmery everything. Like everything is going to glitter and sparkle. It's going to be awesome.
I love that. I can picture that. That's great. Yeah.
Yes.
So we're gonna 100% figure out what our timeline is in terms of what the order of everything is going to be, but Glam may be the next one. So
yeah,
so that's what's going on. We'll see how things 100% shake out, but that's I'm excited to go back and do another Hatchetfield show. Okay, so let's see where the where we're at. Okay, great. We're over $300,000.
Incredible.
It's really awesome. Matt, you're gonna have to update this the graphic for the tiers here, because we've now surpassed the feast hall. All on this stream. They've passed the armory, they passed the dungeon, they passed the feast hall. So great job, everyone. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you you know, it's like before we get to any of these projects, we're going to be working on Tomb Quest. And I'm really excited for Tomb Quest. A few things. First off, right now in London, they are doing The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. In London, they're on the West End, so all the best wishes and good thoughts to all of the Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals team who's over there. We're so proud of you and so excited. Has anybody in the chat seen Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals in London? we'd love to hear about it if you want to
It's
drop
crazy
that in
seeing
the
the
chat.
marquee on the West End. It's crazy
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
the old billboard. And Will, you're on the marquee.
I know.
You're
I
on
booked the marquee. I was like, oh, it made me feel so special.
It's so cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
so great.
yeah, and the Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals 2025 Pro Shot is actually available to buy right now. You can go onto the StarKid website and you can get the Pro Shot right now, and it comes with if you buy the special features, you also get the digital ticket version of the show that we released last year. So that's the one locked off shot of the whole stage the whole time. And you also get a behind the scenes feature that Kurt made for the Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals from last summer. And yeah, and then that is going to premiere on YouTube on the 4th of July.
Cool.
So,
What was the inspiration for the behind the scenes doc that you made, Kurt?
Oh man, I thought there was like a really interesting question of like, what is it to reinvent and reiterate something that's already really beloved? And you know, I interviewed everybody, and I think I got like 20 hours of interview footage, and then it kind of became what is it really about? And I think it really became kind of about like going back home to something that feels so familiar and comfortable. And it also really became about Lauren and like Lauren's vision and what she. I just grew up as a 90s DVD kid. I love special features. I watched the Lord of the Rings special edition. I mean,
yes.
Front to back, over and over. I miss that we don't have like great special features anymore. It just is not a thing that we really get a ton of. And so I wanted to like bring people into those moments where you're like like one of my favorite moments that gets me really emotional is just like a really beautiful moment where they're all backstage at the final show, and the camera's right there in the huddle with everybody as they're like having this last moment, and it's just really special. And it's like you don't often get to feel the sort of camaraderie of what it is to do a show together, and I wanted to kind of give that to the audience who has made the show so beloved.
I love that.
Awesome.
No, you did such a good job covering the understudies and all of that.
Yeah.
Madness that went on and the heroic effort. Like that is just like, as someone who's like covered a bunch before, it's like everyone says we love our swings and understudies, but like you really showed how much StarKid values our coverage and
that was fun too to be able to include that in there as well and show people a little sense of that. And yeah, and then also too, like Nick sat down, and I loved interviewing Nick because Nick just talked about so much of the origins of like, where did the show come from and how did you guys get to the idea and so that was a really fun, interesting question too, of like what kind of started this whole world that we're like literally right now talking about. So yeah, it's cool.
Amazing work.
It's amazing.
I got to watch it, and it's so beautiful, and it really makes you feel like you're there with the cast backstage a lot of the time. It makes you just feel like you're a part of it when you're watching it. That was the thing that I really took away. I was like, oh, it feels like you're with you're with them. And I love that. Anyways, I'm biased, of course. Okay.
Yeah. And Kurt, you actually made two behind the scenes kind of making of for the Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, because you made one for the Kickstarter and then a whole separate one for the digital download. And
the Kickstarter one was much more in the rehearsal room and like what did that process look like, and then this one was maybe there's like two sentences that overlap, but I made sure they were completely different.
Yeah. So I think it'd be great to do that again, because we've got, that is one of the Kickstarter rewards for Tomb Quest is the behind the scenes featurette. So that's something, Kurt, would love to have you do that again. And it would be just so if you are interested in seeing this kind of stuff, like how we make these shows, you can go on back. I think that's like a 20. What's that tier, Matt? That's the $20 tier. You can go back Tomb Quest and you can witness the entire process of making of making Tomb Quest. Kurt always does such an amazing job. Kurt, you're a documentarian as well.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I just love. I'm so enamored with watching artists go through process, and I've always just loved watching stuff like that. So I think it's kind of it's like it seems inherent to me of like, oh, show the people doing the thing. It's cool.
Yeah, I love that. Totally agree.
Yeah, you'll learn a lot.
Have you guys ever seen the documentary about the making of Phantom Menace? It's one of my favorite pieces of media.
Yeah, a million times.
It's absolutely incredible.
It's before Disney, because the Disney versions now are very clean. Everyone's like, we had a great time. Everything was great. That version was like, you see Lucas in the first, like, realizing, hey, maybe my movie's Jar Jar is like not gonna work. Like, you see the mess. It's so interesting.
It's very interesting to watch him. Yeah. Because George Lucas is obviously is a genius who pushed the medium of film. Like, we edit on the computer because of George Lucas.
Yeah.
You know, because George Lucas said, I hate all these rolls of film. There's got to be a better way. And then he pushed for digital film editing. It's like he changed this industry immeasurably. So it is very interesting to go back and see him in that documentary, like see him struggle with himself and like question things. It's really nice.
And
it's nice.
I found it really encouraging when I was starting out the idea of becoming a filmmaker, because I'm like, well, George Lucas kind of did things messy and wrong, and maybe this isn't like the best trilogy, but I love that it's out there to see, like, you can try things and you can still fail even when you're not saying you fail, but I'm just saying, like, it actually made
failure is a part of the creative process.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, there's different levels of failure. Yeah, I totally hear what you're saying. Agree. Yeah.
And also, to be fair, nowadays, like the prequels, there's a whole
love
generation of people who love the prequels.
They love those.
I'm a prequel kid. I love the prequels.
It's like the prequels are just beloved by many, many, many people. So it's like, and when you go back and watch them again, you say, wow, George is smart. He is smart, and he is making something about the world that we are living in, you know? So it's very, very interesting. But yes, that documentary is great. And Kurt, you make great little documentaries too. And and so yes, you can get the Tomb Quest making of documentary for only $20. Let's just really quick kind of go back through these reward tiers, because if you're interested in these shows and you want to see Tomb Quest, which is going to be such a fun show, it's for $5 you can get your name in the credits and of the YouTube version of the show. Then for $20 you can get the behind the scenes featurette making of Tomb Quest. Then for $50 you can get all of that plus the demo album. For $75 you can get all of that plus early access to ticket sales. So if you want to come see the show, this is a really good way to get first in line for those tickets to the live show. For $100 you can get all that plus the Tomb Quest poster with amazing artwork by Nicole Rodriguez. For $150 you can get all of that plus the Tomb Quest sticker set that has a bunch of the characters from Tomb Quest. Again, amazing artwork by Nicole Rodriguez. For $200 you can get the Tomb Quest sweatshirt with artwork by Jen Lang, Matt and I's sister. Then for $300 you can get all of that plus the Terrazon figurine by U2's. I think that one's going to be really cool. I'm excited to get one of those. And then for $600 you can get the VIP tickets. You get 2 tickets to the show plus everything else. Then for $800 we've still got 13 left of these personalized signed posters, so you can get the posters signed by the team. There are 13 of those packages left. And then we have 3 left of the signed canvas art prints with artwork by Nicole Rodriguez, and that will be signed as well. So and I think that is it for the rewards right now. But then on top of those rewards, Matt also today just added the add-on not even an add-on pack, just add-ons for this campaign. So that includes, here we can take a look at it, this amazing art print, this like poster that has all of the different levels of the tomb from Tomb Quest with artwork by Matt Lang. It's really fun. That's going to be an awesome poster. You can get the t-shirt if you don't want a sweatshirt but you do want a t-shirt. You can get the t-shirt. Again, a whole separate piece of art by Jen Lang. And then this, it was already sold out, but Matt made this amazing Wiggly statue, one of a kind. And then also we had one of a kind props, Semestra's wand, so Lauren's character, and Kevin's dagger, so Joey's character. And then also for $500, you can commission Matt to paint a mini for you. So there are a lot of different rewards, a lot of cool stuff. And before we do any of these upcoming projects, I'm just so excited to do Tomb Quest. Tomb Quest is like a very heartfelt, touching, lovely show about friendship, about people having this amazing night together where they, you know, rebond through the you know, reconnecting to this game that they used to play when they were younger. So it's going to be, like Matt and Eric have said, it's kind of the antithesis of something like Fantasyland, which is this giant, huge, spanning a lifetime of like the rise and fall of this tycoon business, creative genius type character. This is a story about 6 friends that used to play this game together. One of them tragically passes away. The 5 rest of them get back together on the night of that friend's funeral, and they reconnect through playing this game Tomb Quest that they haven't played in 20 years. So it's this kind of really fun comedy about them trying to remember how to play this game, them like you know, reconnecting with each other. You can go on to the StarKid YouTube channel and look at all of the different song demos that we played last week. And
so good, Clark. You're so good.
I'm so excited. Yeah, it's like Matt and Eric were saying, they wrote Fantasyland. They were writing Fantasyland, and then kind of on a break from Fantasyland, you guys wrote Tomb Quest, and Tomb Quest kind of jumped ahead of like, look at how awesome and fun this show is.
It did. It was like Tomb Quest was. It's had an interesting history of like, because I remember Matt and I worked on it. Me, Matt, and Clark, and then Nick, you kind of got wind of it, and you. This is my first hearing of it or talking to you about it, but that you were interested in doing it like as a second thing, like the year of God and like Musicals Remount. Was that kind of the original idea that you had?
Yeah, it's at one point we were thinking about doing several projects at once. This is another thing that we always want to try to do, you know, to grow StarKid. We are limited in terms of the budgets that we have and the people that we can hire and things like that. So we always try to do as much as we possibly can. And we did a year way back in 2015, or was it 2014, where we did 2 shows at the same time, where we did Annie and The Trail to Oregon at the same time. And the reason that we could do both those shows at the same time is because they both were dirt cheap. They both cost nothing to do. And we but even doing those 2 shows at the same time is very difficult. It's like you get spread really thin. So we were, you know, originally talking about the idea of having Tomb Quest being a more of a show in Chicago. But it like last year, but then last year it just became, the guy who didn't like musicals was like an all-encompassing endeavor. It was like, it was a smash. We were worried that maybe no one would care about seeing the show that they already saw before. So we were going like, okay, if this show doesn't even get funded, we've got Toon Quest. We've got Toon Quest.
Yeah, that was the thought. Yeah. One more thing that I wanted to add. I just thought of it. Since we're talking about kind of future and upcoming things, a lot of people have been asking about the Hatchetfield tarot card set. So basically, a while ago, I was working with Ann Arbor Tees because they do all our merchandise. I was working on getting that printed, and basically then we decided to do glam. And so my thought was, oh, well, hold off on doing the tarot card set and bring it out with the witch show. That just makes sense. So I'm holding back on the tarot card set, and I'm gonna probably have Nicole draw a few more cards to represent the new show Glam, and we'll add those into the set, and then we'll bring out the tarot card set with Glam.
Yeah.
So that's where it went.
Absolutely. And then again, just to address some things, I've seen some comments about the Castle series, or they're calling it the Lands That Are, which that is where the Castle series is set. Matt and I call it the Castle series, just like we call Hatchetfield the Hatchetfield series. Because the idea with the Castle series is that it's always somebody's castle. And the one that we made already was Cinderella's castle. But, it's like, we've talked about the idea of one that's kind of a retelling of the Pied Piper called the Rat's Castle. And so the idea, and so it's everything's like this castle, so we call it the Castle series. Me
and Nick originally wrote Snow White's Castle before Cinderella's Castle. And a couple months ago, Eric and I wrote the Beast's Castle, which we still have to finish up. And Nick, you haven't even read it yet. So you'll
you never sent it to me. I haven't read it yet.
Well, we have to finish it. But
there's a little more to do.
The direction that we went with it is, I think, pretty funny. It's pretty silly. I don't want to spoil it, but it's pretty fun.
Yeah. So like Matt said, the first one we wrote was actually Snow White's Castle. And we were working on that kind of as more of a Nightmare Time type project. But then the shows popped back up, and we kind of stopped working on that to work on Nerdy Prudes Must Die. And then we wanted to do a non-Hatchetfield show after Nerdy Prudes. And we said Snow White's Castle is too difficult to do because Cinderella's Castle has in it the 3 trolls that are puppets, and it has Crumb and Hopalot. And this is another, here's a little thing. There's also Ragweed. Ragweed was originally made for Snow White's Castle. He's one of the 7 dwarfs in Snow White's castle.
Oh.
Then when we went into doing the castle show, we said we can't do Snow White because there are these 7 dwarfs. Then there are like 5 other puppets on top of that. So we were like, there are 12 puppet creature things in this show as opposed to 5 new puppets we need to make for Cinderella. So we switched over to doing Cinderella. Because, when you do it, when we're doing like a Nightmare Time style thing, you can, like, the puppet only needs to work from one angle, like just this, and I can control it right from the back. Like if you've seen Nightmare Time 2 with like Lumberax or Otho, those are puppets that I'm like literally standing right behind the puppet. I'm just wearing black so you can't see me, and I'm controlling it like this. But they don't have arms, they don't have legs. Well, Otho had arms, but Lumberax didn't have arms or legs or anything like that. So it was then, so the idea was, okay, well, we can make these puppets that are that if we only show them from this place. But then when you take it onto the stage, you have to say, okay, well, what are we going to do with the rest of their bodies? And Hopalot and Crumb are full puppets. Like, you see their whole bodies. I made legs for Ragweed to make him into a full body puppet. The trolls, we eventually decided, let's just do their heads, because making those bodies would have been impossible. And so we so anyway, maybe we'll continue the castle series, but that will really pick up if Miss Halloween works.
And yeah, the castle series is just really time consuming. Nick has to make all those puppets, and he already does so much other stuff. And like writing, if you do a castle series like Nightmare Time, it's also a lot of script writing. It's a lot of scripts, and it's retelling the fairy tales is more challenging than you might think. Like, I'm kind of not sure that we can do a good job on as many as we'd want to do. Again, we'll have to finish the one me and Eric were working on up and send it to Nick, and Nick may say, actually, this is really dumb, we don't want to do it. That's
actually that there's a high likelihood of that. It's outrageous. Outrageous story.
Because Matt and I had like a different version of the Beast Castle, and then he called me, a few months ago and said, Eric and I are actually writing it. It's completely different. You might hate it. I don't know. So, we'll see.
We decided if Disney zigged, we were gonna zag, and went off in the complete opposite direction. And it will become apparent within the first 3 minutes of the story which direction we've gone. And it's
a
very
sincere expression of.
No, don't spoil.
I'm not gonna say anything about it.
I don't know anything. I'm excited to read it. I know nothing about it. So yeah. So it's so yes. So for those of you that are saying, hey, what about more lanes that are things like that? We are working on stuff. It's just what's ready. What do we have the ability to do? We're only, us. So we can only make what we can make. And making Cinderella's Castle, I think that the show turned out beautifully. Like, Bryce, you're amazing in that show. Oh. Kim, you're amazing. Kurt, you're amazing. You're all amazing in the show. I think that the show looks really pretty. It's really beautiful. I'm happy with how the puppets turned out. But it was the hardest show to make.
It was an uphill climb.
It was something. So I'm like still burnt out from doing that one. And so the idea of committing to another castle show is that's a big thing, so
sustainability is important.
Yeah,
it is for sure.
So the idea with Tomb Quest was, let's get back to basics. Let's get back to, here's a tight cast, like a tight little cast on stage the whole time. The actors, what's so good about a game like D&D is that it's all like theater of the mind kind of stuff. So you can say, we're fighting this giant monster, and you don't have to make the giant monster. Or you can say, I'm a sorcerer. I'm an evil sorcerer. And so it's built into the idea, this idea of you're kind of playing the game, you're playing along with the cast. So you're imagining with them. So I think the idea was, let's like just focus up on the story, on the comedy, on these characters, on these great songs, and see these 6 actors go to town. And so I'm really excited about this show, because it's going to be like a great change of pace, and it's still going to feel awesome because emotionally there is a giant journey that they go on in the show. It's just, we don't also have to be making 5 giant puppets and doing this and doing that, and like me, like pulling my hair out and dying from stress. So this is so I'm really excited about this show. And it's 3 p.m. guys, so we've kind of reached the end of our
Kickstarter
scheduled time here.
Jumped up a lot. It's at 303,400.
Oh my god!
This stream has been so successful.
Incredible.
It's been like
Thank
$20,000.
you. So
Wow.
generous.
Wow. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for supporting this project. Thank you for continuing supporting all the StarKid projects. We can't do any of this without the support of you. So it's like you're all the ones making this happen. So thank you all so much. Thank you for the many years of support. Like StarKid is in London right now doing a show on the West End because of you. So thank you so much. Thank you for supporting this project. Thank you for supporting all the projects, and hopefully you'll stick around with us for the projects to come in the years. Some of them that we've talked about today, and some that we haven't talked about. So and thank you all for being on the stream. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Clark. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Bryce. Thank you, Will. Thank you, Kurt. Thanks for being here and tuning in.
Thank you.
Any last words from anyone?
Yeah.
Thank you, Nick.
StarKid's the best. It really is.
Amazing.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Will. It's
Agreed.
and yeah, so we'll have to also get your little organize some filming stuff with you.
Ooh, okay. You got my
All right, here we go.
You got my email. We do.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. So great. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And we'll be back next week with kind of a writer's workshop stream that we've got that we're going to. We'll see what we have in store for that one. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.